superb record against Arsenal in the Champions League, winning the last 3 meetings and scoring 5 goals in all of those matches. That was a while back though, and things have certainly changed for Bayern since then. Both teams to score no is in there at 11-10. I think that was a bit of value as it's landed in 8 of Arsenal's last 10 games. Saka will look to add to his 14-goal tally this season with the goal tonight, with 5-1 to score first and 7-4 to score any time. And Harry Kane's superb debut season looks to be in vain unless Bayern can win the Champions League. We shall see, but he's 5-1 to score first and 7-4 to score any time.
Real Madrid taking on Manchester City. De Bruyne left on the bench. He's not been feeling well, but that's live on talkSPORT.
10-0 please.
Yeah, obviously this is a repeat of last year's semi-final where City ran out 5-1 aggregate winners. I think tonight we're going to expect a much closer affair. City, they haven't been at their total best this season, but Madrid will hope to capitalise on this tonight in the match. And in this match, City have drifted from even money to 6-4 in recent days. Madrid are 13-8 to get the win, and the draw is 5-2, so really tight. There's money for both sides. The injury to Kyle Walker is a massive blow as well to City. Madrid, they're unbeaten in 13. City unbeaten in a whopping 25 matches. So it's easy to see goals tonight despite the pressure of the occasion. And over 2.5 goals is in there at 8-11, with the unders available at 11-10. Haaland, he's in there 4-1 to score tonight first, and 6-5 to score any time.
I think the winner of the Champions League could possibly come from Real Madrid City. So what are we looking at with outrights, Nicola?
Yeah, I mean, obviously both English teams head the betting. City are the strong 15-8 favourites to make it back-to-back Champions League titles. Arsenal are 4-1, but have to negotiate, obviously, that tricky tie against Bayern to progress to the next round. Next in is Real Madrid. They're 6-1, who obviously have that tough task tonight. PSG are in there at 7-1. They face Barcelona tomorrow. Bayern are 9-1, and Barcelona and Atletico in there at 11-1, with Dortmund the outsiders at 28-1.
Great stuff, Nicola. Great to talk to you. Thank you very much. That was a look at the latest odds with Ladbrokes 18+. BeGambleAware.org.
Odds update on talkSPORT with Ladbrokes. We play together. Terms and conditions apply. 18+. BeGambleAware.org.
And we're here at the Emirates as the Bayern players are out there warming up. We wait the appearance of the Arsenal players for their warm-up as well. You're listening to the Champions League live on talkSPORT with Village Hotels. Find everything under one roof for a great breakaway at Village Hotels.
Kick off on talkSPORT with Ladbrokes. We play together. Terms and conditions apply. 18+. BeGambleAware.org. Kick off on talkSPORT with Ladbrokes. We play together. Terms and conditions apply. 18+. BeGambleAware.org.
So many small cars to choose from. This one looks like that one, which looks like, I don't know, the new Suzuki Swift. This is the one.
Yep, standard reaction to the new Suzuki Swift, which comes with serious style, a choice of cool colours, and loads of tech as standard. Oh, and it's available with 0% APR for 2 years. Search Suzuki Swift event now to register for your local dealer launch and get set to feel good different. Participating dealers only. Suzuki Financial Services Limited. T's and C's apply. See cars.suzuki.co.uk/offers.
Happy birthday. May this year bring you happiness.
And XDB's investment plans.
Wait, what?
You don't know? XDB's investment plans are a great way to start achieving your goals.
Absolutely. Choose your desired ETFs, select a funding methods like auto investing, allocate your assets, and you're good to go.
And the best part? It's zero commission.
Download the XTB app and start passive investing with investment plans. A monthly turnover equivalent to up to €100,000. T's and C's apply. Your capital is at risk. The value of your investments may go up or down.
Hi all.
How are we doing?
Afternoon.
Afternoon.
Let's get this meeting.
Meeting started.
Come on.
Where's the tablet gone?
When everyone's home, EE Work Mode prioritizes your broadband for working from home with faster speeds in more places than anyone else. So,
Yeah, I've got you loud and clear as a bell.
this is broadband made for working from home. Search EE Broadband, powered by BT.
Work mode with EE Smart Hub Plus. To verify, see ee.co.uk/claims.
At Virgin Bet, we love weekends. And it's a good bet you'll love Virgin Bet's wonderful weekend football offer. New and existing customers get a free £5 bet when they put £10 on the football this weekend and every weekend of the season. You'll be loving your weekends even more now. Virgin Bet, a good bet. Singles and bet builders only. Excludes virtuals, boosts and specials. Minimum odds 1 to 2. Except in 24 hours, used in 7 days. T's and C's apply. 18+. Bet responsibly. BeGambleAware.org.
The Masters, teeing off on now.
Now he's absolutely launched that.
Oh, now. What's his in the works.
No, it's just magic. That's a surprise.
Oh, no, it's just pulling that shot.
Oh, no, is this the type that wins him the green jacket? Now there it is.
Stream the Masters and all of Sky Sports without a contract. Head to nowtv.com.
Sky Sports content streamed via internet. 18 plus. Full terms apply.
This Easter at McDonald's, get a Happy Meal for just $1.99. Consider afternoon play dates, post-swimming cravings, and sofa movie marathons salted. Exclusively available in the McDonald's app until the 14th of April. 18 plus, app only. One-time use daily. Ends 14th of April. Participating restaurants only, subject to availability. T&Cs apply.
Hawksby and Jacobs on talkSPORT with Toolstation. Grab the brand new Toolstation catalogue now for great deals across electrical, lighting and more.
Champions League live on talkSPORT with Village Hotels. With 33 locations across the UK, Village Hotels have everything under one roof for a great breakaway.
On DAB, online, on the app, and on your smart speaker. Over 3 weekends of live football this April. talkSPORT News.
At 7:30, I'm Will Hobbs. In a matter of minutes, find out if Arteta's Arsenal can end their Champions League hoodoo against Bayern Munich with a win at the Emirates, and can Pep's reigning champions conquer Bellingham's boys at the Bernabeu? That's on talkSPORT 2. The games will go ahead despite terrorist warnings from Islamic State. The Met Police say it has a robust plan. At Old Trafford, John Murtough is stepping down as football director to make way, it looks like, for Dan Ashworth from Newcastle, and the Lionesses are taking on the Republic of Ireland tonight in Dublin in their second Euro 2025 qualifier.
talkSPORT News.
Campaigner and former sub-postmaster Alan Bates says the post office is a dead duck and is beyond saving, and Lord Cameron's been discussing Israel and Ukraine today in Washington. Find out all the latest headlines from Talk TV and Times Radio.
Previously on White on Jordan.
Good morning, my good friend. You're looking very healthy this morning. A bit more colour about the... I must have been shocking the whistle then.
Double trouble, daily drama and searing debate.
We're just going to do what we do.
Yes.
Better than everybody else.
Yeah.
And here it is, the living proof of it. Absolutely right.
Jim White and Simon Jordan.
He loves a showdown, a street fight.
Continues tomorrow morning from 10 on talkSPORT.
Live from the Emirates Stadium, which is slowly filling up with half an hour to kick off as Arsenal prepare to take on Bayern Munich. It's time now to look at the latest football action with Ladbrokes.
The big preview on talkSPORT with Ladbrokes. We play together. Terms and conditions apply. 18 plus BCapitalWay.org.
And let's remind you of the teams here at the Emirates Stadium with your commentator on talkSPORT tonight, Jim Proudfoot.
And if you took a straw poll amongst Arsenal fans of what they think the best 11 is that Mikel Arteta could possibly field, I reckon this one will come out on top. Shows 2 changes to the side that won at Brighton at the weekend. Kiwior back for Zinchenko at left back, and Martinelli makes his first start for more than a month. Preferred to Gabriel Jesus on the left of the front 3. Bayern have Neuer back for all right in goal. They changed the centre-halves with Eric Dyer, the former Tottenham man, along with Matthijs de Ligt coming in for Upamecano and Kim. Sané's in for Muller. Harry Kane will lead their line. So it's Raya in goal, White, Saliba, Gabriel and Kiwior, Erdegaard, Jorginho and Rice, Saka, Havertz and Martinelli. For Bayern, Neuer in goal, Kimmich, de Ligt, Dyer and Davis, Lima Goretzka, Sané, Musiala and Gnabry, and Kane up front. Kick-off just a shade over 25 minutes away.
And same kick-off time in the Spanish capital for Real Madrid against Manchester City, reminding you of the teams for that one. talkSPORT's Jeff Peters.
Well, no Kevin De Bruyne for City. He starts as sub as he hasn't been feeling well. It's one of 4 changes from the weekend win at Palace. Kovacic replaces him. Akanji, Silva and Foden return. Luis, Bob and Alvarez drop to the bench, where Ederson is also named, which means Ortega continues in goal. Defence is Akanji, Stones, Diaz and Gvardiol. Rodri, Kovacic, Silva, Foden, Grealish and Haaland. Walker and Ake still missing due to injury. Real Madrid about 9 days off since their last game. They're 7 points clear at the top of Barcelona in La Liga. This is their 39th quarter-final in this competition. They've won it 14 times. Carlo Ancelotti's 200th match as manager in the Champions League. And so much talk about Jude Bellingham 8 goals and assists in the competition this season, but Vinicius Jr. at the age of 23 already has an incredible 149 goal involvements for the club. These sides meet in knockout stages for the 3rd season running. Last year's semi-final finished 1 apiece in Spain before City blew Real away 4-0 in the return, and it's live on talkSPORT 2 from 8.
Jeff, thanks very much. That's all thanks to Ladbrokes 18+, BigGambleAware.org.
The big preview on talkSPORT with Ladbrokes. We play together. Terms and conditions apply. 18+, BigGambleAware.org.
So it's Arsenal Bayern Munich on talkSPORT. Real Madrid against Man City is going to be live on talkSPORT 2 at 8. And our chief football correspondent Alex Crook is in the Bernabeu for us. Who have you got with you, Alex?
Thanks, Aid. I'm here with Daniel Chernola, a reporter for Television Revision. Daniel, clearly a massive game between two juggernauts. How do you see it?
Well, it's the most important match in this competition because it's almost like a classic. And I expect a very powerful Manchester City. It will be a great match. Manchester City now is a better team than in the past. So I think he have more confidence and probably they have much more experience in this competition. And Real Madrid, of course, is the favorite because the team has a lot of story in this tournament. But it will be a great match. Yeah.
Jude Bellingham obviously has covered a lot of reports of newspaper inches in England. Is he a superstar already here in Spain?
He is. Because he did one thing unexpected. People right now doesn't remember Karim Benzema. So it's very important for the Madridistas now have a new superstar, and the Real Madrid nowadays have one illusion with Bellingham as a player in this team.
And how important is it, you think, that Real Madrid win the game tomorrow night, bearing in mind how heavy the defeat was in Manchester last time out? Will that be Carlo Ancelotti's plan to go back to Manchester with a lead?
Real Madrid needs to win. If they go to Manchester 0-0 or losing the match, it will be very, very difficult in the second leg. This is the most important match for the Real Madrid, probably this semester, because all the future in the Real Madrid depends most of the times of the UEFA Champions League.
There you go, that's Spanish football journalist Daniel Chernola with talkSPORT's chief football correspondent Alex Crook from the Bernabeu Stadium, where Real Madrid take on Manchester City at 8 o'clock tonight. It's live on talkSPORT 2, and to get talkSPORT 2, just download the talkSPORT app, where you can swipe between talkSPORT and talkSPORT 2 easily, or just tell your smart speaker to play talkSPORT 2. This is talkSPORT. You listen to Arsenal versus Bayern Munich in the Champions League on talkSPORT, supported by TNT Sports. And don't forget, you can watch tonight's game and all the Champions League games live only on TNT Sports. And while Arsenal are flying in the Premier League right now, Bayern aren't doing as well domestically at the moment. The German champions are on the verge of losing their title to Xabi Alonso's Bayer Leverkusen. They even threw away a 2-goal lead to newly promoted Heidenheim to lose 3-2 at the weekend. So let's get the latest with German football expert and Trans-Euro Express co-host Kevin Howcharles.
Headed away and then into the back of the net. It's Gabriel Jesus at the back post. Back from Havertz, and Odegaard slams it in at the near post. And Arsenal, who know the importance of getting to the line tonight, strike first.
Whatever Bayern's issues, they've already found the way to use Harry Kane to an optimum level.
You could take Harry Kane out of Tottenham, and he's trying not to bring Tottenham to Bayern, because it is him that's leading the fight back. It's him that scored the opening goal of the game.
Sets it back for that. They've scored 2 in 4 minutes.
If Bayern lose Tolls and don't perform well, that might be the end for Tuchel.
That's the pressure that goes with being a Bayern player. But you look at the way they collapsed on Saturday, and they were missing some key players, but that was hugely alarming. And I think we've seen this movie before. You know, they've got this really weird duality at the moment, Bayern, because if you look at some of the numbers they've put up a lot of goals. They won their Champions League group, no trouble at all. Wiped the floor with Manchester United. at Old Trafford. I thought even though it was a narrow win, it was a really one-sided affair. But I look at Bayern, and that capability's always there, the firepower's always there.
Joshua Kimmich to get the Bavarians on the score sheet, steps up, right-footed down the middle of the goal. Gnabry to make it safe. Bayern Munich will go through.
But there are parallels with Manchester United in the sense that the whole thing is run on vibes. It's all run on hoping that individual players are going to do something extraordinary and are going to dovetail, and it's all going to be all right on the night. And even a back line that's got Saliba and Gabriel in it is going to have its hands full dealing with Kane, dealing with Musiala. But the problem that they have, really, Bayern, is that they're so vulnerable in transition and that you never really feel they're fully stable. Yeah, that's the test. So everywhere you look, do you think there are a few gaps there?
Well, there's got to be gaps there. 16 points behind Bayer Leverkusen at the top of the table. They are only ahead of Stuttgart on goal difference in second place as well, Bayern Munich. And they've lost 6 Bundesliga games so far this season. This has not been the season Harry Kane expected at Bayern Munich. We'll talk more about Kane in a moment. Let's bring in your commentator tonight, Jim Proudfoot. Arsenal, they're pretty lethal in attack. They score a lot of goals. But this Bayern Munich back line, how do you see that matchup going this evening?
Well, I think it's interesting that Neuer has come back from injury to replace Sven. All right, he's a better goalkeeper, so much more experience, has been one of the best in the world. But I think what Arsenal will probably try and do tonight is not press Neuer when he has the ball. I think they will press elsewhere across the defensive line, but they won't press Neuer. And the theory is that let Neuer get the ball out of one of the defenders, then you can press. If it goes to Kimmich, if it goes potentially to Eric Dyer, that is the time to press. Because it is easy to read. Kimmich particularly can get caught when Neuer throws the ball out to him. The other thing that I think that Arsenal will try and do to expose Bayern is, with Leroy Sané going back into the side, look at the fact that he's got a propensity not to come back and cover too much in front of Alphonso Davies. Now, Davies is breathtakingly quick. He's one of the quickest fullbacks in the world. But I think that sometimes Bayern will take advantage of that. Maybe he doesn't quite have the defensive cover that he would want. And I think that if you can get in behind Leroy Sané, that will give you an outstanding opportunity to be able to get the ball into wide position to work inside the penalty area, because they get caught there. I'll be drawing Eric Dyer out from the cross and capitalising on the fact that Sané maybe doesn't quite have the work rate that Thomas Tuchel would like him to do as a way forward here for us.
That seems to make total sense. Let's see how that pans out. And, I mean, the very fact that Eric Dyer is playing Andy Townsend, if he was still at Tottenham and it was Arsenal against Spurs and Eric Dyer was playing at centre-half for Spurs, would be saying that's a weakness that Arsenal can exploit?
You'd be saying, look, get at him, run at him, take him on, commit him to challenges. Yeah, look, Eric at Spurs, he had a spell, particularly on the Poch, where he was very good. He was very versatile, played everywhere, really. And then all of a sudden he looked like he seemingly said, I'm interested really in playing as a centre-half. And at the same sort of time, I felt his form kind of left him a little bit as that Poch team kind of broke up. So, look, he's been given a great opportunity to come to a club like Bayern, compete for major honours and be part of a real big setup. I'm really intrigued to see how that partnership with him and De Ligt, who's powerful, again, a very good footballer, but hasn't really lived up to all the hype after he left Holland. So, you know, I think it's there's opportunities here for Arsenal. In these games, look for your 2-on-1s. They will do it. Bayern will do it. Alphonso Davies and Kimmich, they will definitely get forward and try and get an overload in those wide areas to get to the byline, to stand balls up, to see if they can test any of Arsenal's priorities. And Arsenal must do exactly the same. Commit people forward. Obviously use their quality that they've got when they get the chance. If they get those 2-on-1s, if they get the chance to switch and get an overload on the far side, you've got to be fast, you've got to be accurate, and make it count. When you get in those really good positions, provide someone with a chance to score.
Big opportunity for Arsenal tonight. Kick-off is just over 15 minutes away. There's a goal in the Lionesses game at the Aviva Stadium in Dublin. Faye Brothers.
It's Ireland women 0, England women 1, and it's Lauren James with the goal. Beautiful ball into the box, not dealt with by the Irish defence. It fell to Lauren James, gorgeous right foot into the bottom corner. Ireland 0, England 1.
In the same group, France have taken a late lead in Sweden. Sweden 0, France 1. It's Wendy Renard who has got the goal 10 minutes from time that in England's group. But the Lionesses leading. Lauren James with the goal. We're focusing on the Champions League on the talkSPORT network tonight. Over on talkSPORT 2, it's Real Madrid against Manchester City. And on talkSPORT, it's Arsenal against Bayern Munich. It's kick-off on talkSPORT with Ladbrokes. We play together. Terms and conditions apply. 18+. BeGambleAware.org.
Kick-off on talkSPORT with Ladbrokes. We play together. Terms and conditions apply. 18+. BeGambleAware.org. Kick-off on talkSPORT with Ladbrokes. We play together. Terms and conditions apply. 18+. BeGambleAware.org.
There's a place they call the home of home inspiration, where a family of four can feast for £15, where free workshops bring kids' imaginations to life. And some of your favorite products now have even lower prices. Some say this place can be found at the end of a rainbow. We say it can be found at IKEA. IKEA, the wonderful everyday.
Hi, I'm Danny Dyer, and welcome to What's That Smell? Ugh, smoky with a hint of burgers. It's my barbecue apron. Luckily, I can make this smell like freshly picked lilies. Just pop it in the washing machine, add some Surf Tropical Lily laundry detergent, and... oh, my fave. It smells like my dream holiday. Get long-lasting fragrance from natural essential oils with Surf laundry detergent. You can make anything purr with Surf.
At Virgin Bet, we love weekends. And it's a good bet you'll love Virgin Bet's wonderful weekend football offer. New and existing customers get a free £5 bet when they put £10 on the football this weekend and every weekend of the season. You'll be loving your weekends even more now. Virgin Bet, a good bet. Singles and bet builders only. Excludes virtuals, boosts and specials. Minimum odds 1 to 2. Except in 24 hours, used in 7 days. T's and C's apply. 18+. Bet responsibly. BeGambleAware.org.
Who are you going for at Aintree?
The favourite.
The favourite. The favourite, without a doubt. This Aintree Festival, everyone's going for the free favourite pull-out in the sun. It's jam-packed with top tips and form guides for all the runners and riders. And a free £2 in-shop bet with Coral for the Grand National. Get your free favourite pull-out in the sun every day of Aintree. T's and C's apply. 18+ only. BeGambleAware.org.
Get 3 pieces of original recipe chicken, fries, and your choice of side for just $4.49 at KFC. That's a serious size meal for a seriously small price. The original recipe deal for just $4.49. Do the deal until the 28th of April, only at KFC. Participating restaurants only. T's and C's apply.
With car insurance from LV, I know I'll have peace of mind because they pay out on 99% of claims. Nice one. And if I'm hit by an uninsured driver, I won't lose my no-claim discount because insurance is simple when it's me and LV. No wonder we're rated excellent on Trustpilot. Get your quote today at lv.com. 99% of direct motor claims paid February 2023 to January 2024. Uninsured driver promise is non-fault accident only. Other vehicle and driver details required.
So many small cars to choose from. This one looks like that one, which looks like... oh, the new Suzuki Swift. This is the one.
Yep, standard reaction to the new Suzuki Swift, which comes with serious style, a choice of cool colours, and loads of tech, as standard. Oh, and it's available with 0% APR for 2 years. Search Suzuki Swift event now to register for your local dealer launch and get set to feel good different. Participating dealers only. Suzuki Financial Services Limited. T's and C's apply. See cars.suzuki.co.uk/offers.
Hawksby and Jacobs on talkSPORT with Toolstation. Grab the brand new Toolstation catalogue now for great deals across electrical, lighting and more.
Champions League live on talkSPORT with Village Hotels. With 33 locations across the UK, Village Hotels have everything under one roof for a great breakaway.
It's the reason Marconi invented radio, and God gave you ears.
And he scored. It's a brilliant goal.
The Champions League live on talkSPORT.
A moment of absolute magic from Harry Kane from the left flank.
He's done it again, Harry Kane.
Today's dirty.
I'll come over all a little bit face to face.
Upstairs, Kane hits it right footed. Ramsdale the wrong way.
It is Tottenham 1, Arsenal 1, Harry Kane. Of course, nobody scores more goals in North London derbies than Harry Kane.
Full passion when you mention Arsenal.
Not for Arsenal, obviously.
Obviously, we know the individual qualities of all those players and him in particular and the ability that he has. So the best thing to do is what we do collectively and to try to prevent certain things.
Kane! And Harry Kane has done it!
Harry Kane up front for Bayern Munich here at the Emirates tonight, and we are 10 minutes away from kick-off. He scored more Premier League goals against Arsenal than any other club, 14 in 19. And he scored 5 at the Emirates. I did mention earlier Andy Townsend, former Ireland captain. 2 other players have scored 5 at the Emirates. Any ideas?
No.
I think Jim Brown put nose to you.
Well, there's been a goal at the Aviva, Dave.
There has, Faker others.
There has indeed. Alex Greenwood from the penalty spot after 18 minutes. Rusha Littlejohn had handled the ball in the area. The referee hesitated for a moment, but then pointed to the spot. And England centre-back dispatched it with her left foot into the bottom corner. It's Republic of Ireland 0, England 2.
That is more like it from the Lionesses' point of view. Have you got those 2 goal scorers, Jim Proudfoot?
No.
No, Diogo Jota, Jamie Vardy.
Okay.
Are the ones who, I'm sure Logie got it out there. Tough one, though. 38 and 37 for Bayern Munich this season, but Didi Hamann was on the breakfast show this morning with you saying that from a team perspective the move hasn't worked out, and you can't argue with that. The goals are there, but the points aren't there for Bayern Munich. And when he was scoring goals for Tottenham against Arsenal, even here at the Emirates, it wasn't against the polished centre-back partnership that is Saliba and Gabriel, and with Declan Rice in front as well. That's a different task for Harry Kane tonight.
Yes, it is. But I think it's one now that Harry's become accustomed to, and I think that he was always a brilliant finisher when he was at Spurs, a complete striker in so many ways. I think now he's come to a top European club. His job, absolutely his job, is to get numbers, like Lewandowski did before him, and other great strikers have worn the striker's shirt for Bayern have done. That's his job, that's his focus. He hasn't come to be brilliant deep in his own half and spraying 50, 60 yard passes. He can do it, we know he can do it. He's come for the numbers, he's come to this club to get the numbers. He's doing his bit. And so I think we've got a really interesting front man up there for Bayern tonight against the fella up the other end who has now, it's taken a while, but it's really starting to be appreciated by everybody here, Kai Havertz.
Well, you're right, and Kai Havertz is a great piece on the talkSPORT website, talkSPORT.com, written by the former Arsenal man, now expert analyst on football, Adrian Clark, talking about how Kai Havertz is a little bit tongue-in-cheek with the headline of it, basically saying Kai Havertz is better than Harry Kane. But what he's saying is Kai Havertz brings so much more to his team than Harry Kane. He brings the goals, he's got 5 goals, 4 assists in his last 9 games, Kai Havertz, for Arsenal. But what he also brings is some true pressing, and the style that Arsenal have got, they need him to bring that pressing as well. His numbers have been absolutely fantastic. It's an incredible turnaround from the first half of the season, but now we're beginning to understand that he is the finished Arsenal in this Arsenal team, doing the job Arteta brought him for.
We were never quite sure in Chelsea's colours where he was operating at his best, Kai Havertz. We're now seeing where he operates at his best. I'm going to talk to Owen Hargreaves about him before he came to Stamford Bridge, and he said he was such a good finisher, such a good goal scorer, pure goal scorer as well in Germany, that he can play up front. Couldn't get it in a Chelsea shirt, couldn't really see it. Tell you what, I like what I'm seeing at the moment. Physicality, nuisance factor, genuine effort, genuine commitment. Yes, he's shown lately that he's got a knack for and a feel that the best strikers have got, and he looks like he can tuck them away. So he's been playing excellent recently, and it's no surprise at all that Gabi Jesus now, when he's playing in an Arsenal shirt, he's having to go out wide.
Yeah, it hasn't taken long, has it, for Kai Havertz's renaissance? If you think back to that game against Bournemouth back in the autumn, where he was given that penalty, and I remember your words about it at the time. Oh, it's a consolation penalty. They're feeling sorry for it. It's a pity penalty. Well, look at him now. I mean, it has been meteoric. I'm going to come to Harry Kane's defence, though. The problem that Bayern have got this season isn't Harry Kane. He's got 38 goals in 37 games. The problem is they've conceded 36 league goals in 28. That's appalling for a Bayern team who, in the past, have had seasons where they've conceded less than half that over the full campaign. Their worst in living memory is conceding 44, and they're on target to beat that. So I don't think Harry Kane is the problem. But is he going to be able able to get the better of an Arsenal defence that have this astonishing record. They conceded 4 goals in 11 league games. Throwing Europe is 5 in 13 in 2024. That's much better than anybody else in the Premier League. And since January the 1st, they've allowed opponents less than half an expected goal per game. Now, the next best in the Premier League is Manchester City. Theirs is double that, very nearly a goal a game. That just highlights exactly how good this defensive unit has been. I think that you could make the point that if they lost a right back or a centre half or a goalkeeper in this run-in, it might be different. When they're all fit and firing, they are tremendous.
Well, I keep saying it. I said it to you on breakfast this morning, Andy. They've won more games than City and Liverpool, scored more than both of them, conceded fewer than both of them. And I think that on the eye, when it's the naked eye, they're playing better than the two of them. And just going back to Kai Havertz, of all the players still in the Champions League, he's applied the most high intensity pressures of the ball in the competition this season. 374 of them, 70 in the home leg against Porto alone. And I think that stat in itself tells you how hard he's working, and he's now adding some numbers to it in terms of goals and assists.
Yeah, no. You need someone like that. If you've got a striker in any team, you've got someone that's setting the tone, is almost the trigger point for that press, and everybody follows him to make sure that they're piling in behind. It's amazing what they can do for you, it really is. And we're at this stage of the season, we're at this stage of this competition now, where Kai Havertz's goals would be lovely, but they're not absolutely essential. It's not about who scores them from this point of the season, this point of where we are. It's about getting them. It's about somebody making the difference in these big matches. What an atmosphere we've got in here tonight, Abe. I tell you what, the Emirates is absolutely pumping.
Well, I was just about to say, we are now hearing, you can hear on the radio exactly why it's so significant that there are no Bayern Munich fans in this stadium tonight. Because the Arsenal fans are in full voice with the teams about to come out. And of course, this is when those away fans would make more noise than they normally do in that corner opposite us away to our right. There's none there. They're banned tonight, the Bayern fans. It is all Arsenal inside the Emirates. And listen to the roar as the team play their way onto the pitch. Arsenal Bayern Munich is coming up in a second, but there's been a missed penalty at the Aviva. Hey, Carruthers. Oh, sorry, it's at St Mary's. Jake Robson.
11 on the clock. Southampton 0, Coventry 0. And Haji Wright, he slipped as he took it. He hit the bar. Downs with a trip on O'Hare. Upstepped right. Hit the bar. It remains Southampton 0, Coventry 0.
Though Norwich City in the final playoff race are 1-0 up away to Sheffield Wednesday, who else but Josh Sargent with the goal. And in League One, Reading lead at Bristol Rovers 1-0. Sam Smith with the goal. You can hear the Champions League music. Arsenal are top of the Premier League, and they could do the double this season. And if Mikel Arteta wins this Champions League, he'll take the club to a new level that Arsene Wenger, George Graham and all the rest never managed. The Arsenal will be crowned champions of Europe. They've got serious work to do before they get there, though. Starting tonight here at the Emirates as Arsenal take on Harry Kane and Bayern Munich. Here's your commentary team on talkSPORT. Former Ireland captain Andy Townsend, alongside Jim Proudfoot.
Thank you, Adrian. Good evening to you. So the long wait is over. With Arsenal back in the Champions League quarter-finals after 14 years, it's been a long time. A steady decline mirrored in European performance. From the perennial March exits to their failures to qualify for the Champions League, and then ultimately their failure to qualify for Europe at all. It was everything that signified that weighs so heavily on Gunners' shoulders. But look where trust in the process has got them now. The return to the last day, the symbolic underlining of the fact that they are back as a power again. Now, in many ways, it was a match against Bayern that embodied the fall from grace. 3 successive 5-1 defeats, the last 2 of which over a 3-week period in 2017, were the most eloquent summation of the downward spiral. Games that were almost daring predictions of how long it would take to make it back to a post-Christmas Champions League campaign. But they're back now. And now it's Bayern who are clinging to former glory. Miles adrift in the Bundesliga after 11 successive titles, and a head coach who's on his way. There's a team which is a million miles from that last that faced Arsenal, and the Gunners Diallo, Jorginho and Rice. Saka, Havertz and Martinelli. The bench, Partey, Jesus, Smith Rowe and Kedia, Tomiyasu and Trossard, Fabio Vieira, Nelson, Elneny and Zinchenko, with Hine and Ramsdale the keepers. Bayern, Neuer in goal, Kimmich, De Ligt, Dyer and Davis, Leimer and Goretzka, Sané, Musiala and Gnabry, and Harry Kane up front. And Bayern in all black with light blue trim. I think I'm going to say Andy Townsend's alongside me. Andy, can't really recall seeing this place like this too often.
You know, honestly, Jim, it is a sensational atmosphere and feel around the Emirates tonight. Look, yes, it's such a significant game. It's not going to be straightforward. There's going to be periods in the game where Arsenal have to tough it out. You always do against very good players, and despite what's going on at Bayern Munich right now, they have some world-class players out there this evening, so not going to be straightforward. But I really do believe, if Arsenal step up and do play like they can, they've got more than enough to win this tonight.
The referee is Glenn Niebuhr from Sweden, and he's happy that everybody is in the right place. We're underway. The Champions League quarter-finals, a reunion with old adversaries, and the chance for long overdue revenge. Beating the new Kane gang will be the closest thing to heaven the Gunners fans have had for years. Time for Arsenal to prove that they are back. As Eric Dyer drives the ball forward, first touch for Harry Kane. And then Leimer, the Austrian international, ducks his head in midfield. The boot race a little bit high. And Jorginho very quick to offer the hand of apology. It was a genuine attempt to win the ball, but it was high. And Leimer accepted that apology, and Bayern have a free kick that Eric Dyer is going to take. We'll keep you up to date with all of the goals as they go in across the continent and the EFL as well tonight. Norwich and Reading leading their respective games in the EFL. Coventry missing a penalty at Southampton. And Newport 1, Accrington 0 in League 2. So Arsenal, red and white, kicking from left to right. David Raya retrieving the ball, but just rolling it down for Gabriel, who will take this goal kick. And he will now drive it right-footed, way over the halfway line. Havertz coming to meet it. And it was won in the air by De Ligt. Former Champions League semi-finalist in his Ajax days. Bayern have been knocked out at this stage in each of the last 3 years. Back he goes for Neuer, who's won this competition, unsurprisingly, in his Bayern career. He finds Dyer. Dyer cracking the ball through the midfield. Musiala able to bring it forward now into the inside left channel for Bayern. A little bit of movement comes ahead of him from Harry Kane. He's played it back for Leimer. Leimer to his right-hand side for Joshua Kimmich, who can bring it forward. And play it out towards the Bayern right flank. Leroy Sané receiving it, coming towards the corner of the penalty area, sweeping across in, which is half dealt with. Kane trying to knock it back into the fray. Arsenal get it away, and Ødegaard takes a touch on the edge of his own knee, and very calmly will help Arsenal play out for the back end.
Yeah, decent start from Bayern to start with there. Good ball in moments ago from Eric Dyer into Harry Kane, cushions it back for Jamal Musiala, who's playing in that 10 position. Serge Gnabry, who they know very well here, and Leroy Sané offering the width. Going to go high and wide, try and pin Ben White and give it all back as far as they possibly can, and then see if they can get those overloads in and around Jamal Musiala. We'll see.
England's winning 2 goals to the good in Dublin, but they have just missed the penalty. Here's Meg Roberts.
From the spot, she hit the post, she went the other way to the one she dispatched just shortly, so it is still Ireland 0, England 2.
And Norwich 2 up at Hillsborough, away to Sheffield Wednesday. Boy, Saints, who's been in good form recently, scoring that goal. Norwich up to 5th if they win tonight. This one 0-0 with 3 minutes on the clock here in North London. Arsenal fans away to our right get to their feet and urge their counterparts to do likewise. The high ball chipped over the top, just goes behind Ben White. And out of play for a throw, which will be taken on the Bayern left. The deadlock already broken at the Bernabeu. Jeff Peters.
It's Real Madrid 0, Manchester City 1. Bernardo Silva, what a goal. Free kick, low, around the wall. Keeper dived to his right-hand side, couldn't keep it out. Incredible start for Manchester City. They lead 1-0 in Spain.
And 11th goal of the season for Bernardo Silva. Both of those teams coming into tonight, just one defeat in their last 35 games. And it's Manchester City that lead very early on there.
by a goal to nil. This one's still 0-0 and chanceless with 3.5 minutes gone. Musiala out of the left. An opportunity for Davis, the Canadian international, to take on Saka inside the box. Pulled it back instead for Musiala. To Davis again. Davis around the edge of the penalty area. Lima now. And Lima will go deeper, but Booze will tell you whenever Dyer or Kane are in possession, it was Dyer that time. And he's gone to his right for De Ligt. And it's Bayern that have had the majority of possession in the early stage. No real surprise at that, as the ball is swept through the area and Musiala can't get the touch that he wants. Down towards the corner flag. Now he's faced up by Bukayo Saka, trying to find a way past him. And Bayern will play down towards Davis again. Deadlock broken in Spain. Deadlock broken at St Mary's as well. Jay Robson.
20 on the clock. Southampton 1, Coventry 0. Kyle Walker-Peters with a 25-yard pile driver. He cut inside Eccles and unleashed it. Bradley Collins flat-footed. Southampton 1, Coventry 0.
Coventry missed the penalty and Southampton lead there. And the ball goes out of play here for a throw that will be taken on the Arsenal right. 5 gone and it's 0-0.
Yeah. Bayern have settled better. The opening exchange has just had more of the ball. They kept it quite nicely. Big roar went up there. Eric Dyer just unfortunately not able to keep that in. Arsenal with the ball in their territory now. Ben White has it in his hands with the throw-in, but they just like to get on the front foot a little bit more, Arsenal. I think Bayern in particular have started this game particularly well.
And we've already seen a lot of Bukayo Saka in action in a defensive capacity. His work cut out against Davis, who has shown that he's happy to push forward as much as he wants down that left-hand side from left back.
Temptation always, when you're at home and your opponent seemingly has more of the ball, is to really press hard and high and go after them. Arsenal just quite rightly, listen, they can have as much ball as they like as long as they don't threaten David Raya and that back four too much. So Arsenal, I think, sensibly keeping their shape, allowing Bayern Munich to have the ball with Eric Dyer and De Ligt, and only start to threaten when they move forward.
And now Saliba will work it through the midfield for Ødegaard. Saka back for Ben White, who's started more than 20 successive games now. Ball's gone out of play for a throw. Thomas Tuchel just cheekily flicked the ball away from White to stop him taking the throw quickly. And then, dare I say, left his foot in a little on the edge of the technical area as White was trying to get in a position to take the throw. And Dyer heads away. He goes out for another throw that White will take 5 or 6 yards adrift at the edge of the Bayern penalty area. 0-0, 6 minutes gone with neither goalkeeper forced into a save so far. Now Manchester City leading at Real Madrid, live on talkSPORT 2, courtesy of Bernardo Silva. Offside flag comes up against Saka. The ball hacked away by De Ligt on the edge of his own penalty area. Anyway, 6.5 minutes in, and 0-0 it remains. There's not a huge amount of Champions League experience in this Arsenal squad. And Jorginho and Go have played in this competition before, notably Martinelli trying his luck here, and he fires one not too far wide from the edge of the D, left for left, and that was Bayern trying to play out for the back getting caught.
Yeah, that was Bukayo Saka, good press. The ball was played to Bayern's left back, Alphonso Davies. Saka pressurised him, pinched the ball off him, immediately fed it to Havertz, who rolled it along the edge of the 18-yard box to Martinelli, left foot strike, wide of the target.
And now as Bayern try and play out from the back, the press does come. There's Ødegaard on Lima, and he forced an error. Sloppy ball that was played forward. And Arsenal have it at the back again with Saliba. Saliba now towards Ben White. Now towards Saka as he pushed from behind he was by Alphonso Davies. Took a waves a finger, acting as the pantomime villain here today, and still with histrionics on the edge of his technical area, he's making the point to anybody that will listen that that shouldn't have been a free kick. Arsenal take it, chip it over the top for Ben White, and it rolls past him out, past Gnabry and out of play.
Tuchel makes Mikel Arteta look like Carlo Ancelotti, doesn't he, on the sideline? Do you know what I mean? He's pacing up and down, Tuchel. He's just actually gone and sat down for the first time, and he's moaning about every decision that goes against his team, every misplaced pass. Whereas Arteta at the moment, quite nicely composed, standing outside, hands behind his back, just keeping tabs on everything.
Dyer clears as Neuer played it towards him, but as soon as Neuer played it out to the side of the penalty area, that was when Arsenal engaged and pressed. Ødegaard in towards Saka. Davies has scored it again, and he's going to get put this time. So that was the first
think that's a little harsh. It's great for Arsenal, and it's great for Bukayo Saka up against someone as quick and as effective going forward as Alphonso Davies. We'll see how effective he is trying to defend running back in his own 18-yard box now, but I thought that decision was a little harsh on the Bayern man.
In the EFL, Mansfield leading by a goal to nil, Wrexham 1, Crawley 0. Accrington have equalised at Newport. In fact, Wrexham have scored again for Mullen, 2 in 2 minutes there. And Phil Parkinson's men, 2 goals in the good second. And looking for back-to-back automatic promotions. Good value for it. It's Mullen's 22nd goal of the season. We've played 10 minutes here. It's 0-0. Declan Rice standing over this free kick. It's a yard in from the right-hand touchline. And plays it forward towards Erdegaard. Down towards Saka. Saka will feel he's got licence to really take on Davis and Gnabry. And now that Davis is on a yellow card, it was Gnabry that faced him at that time. And he's having a look at Rice as Rice plays it back through the midfield. Erdegaard and White, who's the deepest of the Arsenal outfield players, he's skying a left-footed ball out towards the far touchline. And Martinelli, with the aim of the corner flag, has done brilliantly to keep in. Everybody stopped, including Martinelli, but play goes on. Now he has overrun it. And he goes out of play for a goal. It was a sensational 1-2 with the corner flag if he meant it.
Did it great, didn't he? Ben White was who stood a looping crossfield ball towards Gabriel Martinelli, who was sprinting after it to keep it in. Right on the corner flag, as you say, Jim. Everybody stopped, all the Bayern players and the Arsenal players, before the referee just signalled, keep going, keep playing. Unfortunately, just run it out for a goal kick.
Blackpool leading Fleetwood in the Far Coast Derby, Jacob Beasley. And that got Fleetwood in desperate relegation trouble. Ball here in North London, back with David Raya away to our left, and they'll play towards Saliba. 11 minutes in, still 0-0. Bayern with a very good 4 or 5 minutes. And Arsenal have won their task in the 5 or 6 minutes since then. There is a train of thought that, despite the fact that Bayern's recent league performances have been poor, they've been quite circumspect, really, in those games, knowing that the Bundesliga title is lost against the unbeaten Leverkusen side, and as a consequence, it's all eggs in this particular basket. They've started well tonight, but Arsenal, as I say, have been getting better as the game has gone on. We're 11 minutes in and they're still goalless.
Yeah, Arsenal are now up to speed. They're the ones with the majority of possession.
Saka's got it. Davis trying to rob him on the edge of the penalty area. Hammers do well to win it back. White for Saka. Euphoria. Bukayo Saka hurling it in with the instep of the left boot in past Neuer into the bottom left-hand corner. And Arsenal lead Bayern Munich by a goal to nil. It has taken them barely 10 minutes to get their noses in front. What a start for Mikel Arteta's Gunners.
Fabulous finish. Showed so much composure and control. You know, sometimes you get in the box, you have an opportunity to shoot, and you put your head down, you put your laces through it and shut your eyes. And then, as Bukayo Saka did here quite rightly, decided to just control that. He actually used the Bayern defender, I think it was Eric Dyer in front of him, almost as that screen to curl it round him and beyond Manuel Neuer into that far corner. It's a wonderful, wonderful strike. He doesn't have to hit it that hard. All he's got to do is roll that around Eric Dyer and just let the curl on the ball drift it inside that far post. And after that initial 5 minutes from Bayern, it's Arsenal now who've got the lead.
Well, what a start. Arsenal leading by a goal to nil. A 12th-minute goal from Bukayo Saka. His 18th of the season. And another goal at the Bernabeu, Jeff.
It's the equaliser for Real Madrid. It's one apiece here. Eduardo Camavinga from distance hit it well. Took a huge, huge deflection. And it's wrong footed the keeper. It's Real Madrid 1, Man City 1.
So 1-1 there. See, pick back. Arsenal leading Bayern here by a goal to nil. They've got such a good record this season. When they scored first in games, they won 27 out of 32. And when you got the defensive record we were talking about before the game, only letting 5 in the last 13.
Yeah.
When you've got a 1-0 lead, you really fancy your chances. What they will hope for from here now is that is the foundation To be able to lay the platform for getting the job done in North London tonight before they go to Bavaria live on the talkSPORT network a week tomorrow. Here's Lima. She's dropping deep between the two Bayern centre halves. The German press telling us in the press room before the game that they're not sure about the character of this Bayern side and that an early concession would be really dangerous. Let's see if those words turn out to be prophetic. Here's David Raya on the edge of the 6-yard box, getting it out. Jorginho having to scoop it away on the half volley to Saliba. Now Ødegaard has it on the edge of the penalty area. Arsenal will calm things down, bring it forward, and they lead 1-0 with 14 minutes gone here on talkSPORT.
Yeah, very impressive stuff for them now. Absolutely dictating, setting the tone. Saliba and Co, everybody up on the halfway line. Ødegaard on the ball, just rolling it across that back line, just waiting for the moment to go forward into those strikers. All of a sudden now Bayern, whereas they were in the first 4 or 5 minutes on the front foot, now just looking a little unsure.
And more action at the Bernabeu, Jeff.
It's Real Madrid 2, Manchester City 1. They turned it around, 2 goals in 2 minutes. Long ball forward, Rodrigo onside into the penalty area. He poked it past the keeper, took an age to get over the line. What a turnaround. Real Madrid 2, Manchester City 1.
An extraordinary opening 15 minutes of Champions League football tonight. Manchester City led and now trail live on talkSPORT 2. And here Arsenal lead Bayern Munich by a goal to 0. And Havertz will play it forward and Ben White is in.
Oh,
and
what a
Neuer
chance.
can make the save.
What a chance. Oh, that's an incredible chance for Ben White. Again, it was a clip ball forward. Ben White had done really well to run beyond Bukayo Saka, and Serge Gnabry had tracked him all the way. And he sort of half-heartedly nodded it away. The ball comes to Ben White, only Neuer to beat, and he hits it straight at him.
Well, Ben White, a man who scored only 4 in 125 Arsenal appearances, probably not the man that you wanted that chance to fall to. And if he could have got the open side of the goal and Neuer's right, then you just never know. He could have, it remains 1-0. But Arsenal created another opportunity of that quality so quickly. Can only stand them in good stead. It has been only 16 minutes. If there were any doubts whether they felt that they belonged at this level, bearing in mind that so many of them never played the Champions League knockout stages before, I think we know, and they know more importantly that they do.
Yeah, they certainly do. They're playing like a team that are accustomed to Champions League football. They're accustomed to negotiating their way through these ties. Look, long way to go here, and of course, let's not forget what's going to happen in just over a week's time in Munich. But Arsenal are in a great position already. Atmosphere level is right up there, and that's what's driving them forward right now.
I lead one Marsley, leads Stevenage by a goal to 0. Adam Phillips for the Tights. And Arsenal will bring the ball forward again. Slipped into the feet of Kai Havertz. Half-time leader England leading by 2 goals to 0 away to Ireland, and missed a penalty as well. Here's Bukayo Saka. Gunners leading courtesy of his goals, 18th goal of the season, and he's scoring 4 of the 5 Champions League ties on this ground this season. Musiala's going to be able to bring it away. Gets it into 6 from the edge of his own penalty area. Raya scampered out, and he was almost on the edge of the centre circle, and now he's having to retreat quickly. Bayern picks up possession, will turn it forward through the midfield. Good run inside the barrier from Gnabry. It's 1-1, and it is so eminently preventable.
It is.
Serge Gnabry with the equalising goal. Arsenal guilty of overplaying it around the halfway line, just committing too many volleys forward. Raya racing out, and from that point, as soon as they lost possession, he was stranded and struggling. Bayern have worked it effectively, and Serge Gnabry, the one-time gunner, has tied it up at 1-1.
It's a great finish from Serge Gnabry, but you're right, it's so preventable. It's a ball that's hooped up the middle. Harry Kane's never going to get it. David Raya almost comes to the centre circle in the middle of the field. He now backpedals because Gabriel gives the ball away on the cheek. Goretzka makes a really good run behind Declan Rice. Gnabry's onside, and he slops it past David Raya, who's standing on the edge of the 6-yard box and can't do much about it. In fact, pops it through his legs. And Bayern from nowhere, from nothing, have managed to get themselves back in this time. This is what I told you about this Champions League. It's astonishing at this level. You make an error, you hand your opponent a gift, they take it.
It's Ødegaard, Xhaka trying his luck. That Ben White miss all of a sudden looks potentially more significant now. Could have been 2-0 within 90 seconds at the other end. It's 1-1. And Serge Gnabry's 5th goal of an injury-hit campaign. Ødegaard on the edge of the penalty area. Arsenal snatching it up with Martinelli hitting it briskly. Actually had time to take a touch. Raya in a really advanced position, had to sweep the keeper again. And Arsenal just need to calm things down. So Manchester City scored first, paid back, and now 2-1 down. Arsenal scored first here. And have been paid back. The lead lasted 6 minutes. That goal is today the first that David Raya has conceded in 504 minutes.
I didn't think the goalkeeper just needed to come that far. Gabriel is always getting there. Harry Kane's never going to beat Gabriel. Sprint from the halfway line to the ball. The goal has come 45 yards off his line and then starts to back down. Gabriel could have just rolled it back to him. He was just still on the edge of the box. He just waited for it. Didn't need to come all that way.
Bukayo Saka has been fouled by Musiala. It's a free kick to Arsenal. In League 2, Stockport can be promoted tonight if they win at Colchester. And Mansfield lose at home to Forest Green. And the Hatters will be up, and Stockport lead with a goal from the veteran Nick Powell. And I think on the National League, Wilson in relegation trouble, but they lead Southend by a goal to nil through Manny Duku. You're listening to Arsenal against Bayern Munich in the Champions League on talkSPORT with Village Hotels. Visit villagehotels.com. So Declan Rice standing over this set piece, and Bayern have kept an artificially high defensive line 8 yards outside the penalty area, and that is probably only about 12 yards away from where Declan Rice stands over this free kick. 4 in deliberately offside position, they retreat, the Bayern defence drops back in, headed away by a Bayern player on the edge of the box, and cleared back out towards Ben White on halfway. Rice now. That was a long ball over the top, and it's inch perfect down towards Martinelli. Nice take from him. He can chest it down. Now he has the opportunity to try and run at Davis. Pull back towards Gabriel. Then to Jorginho. Out towards the left-hand side of the Arsenal penalty area again. 4 in the box waiting for it, and Kivior just nods it into the turf. And it spits up into the hands of Manuel Neuer, who can make a comfortable save. 21 breathless minutes behind us at 1-1.
Well, it's been wonderful. It's been a great start to the game, it really has. And of course, it's not letting us down either here on talkSPORT, is it? Over in Madrid. You know, that's been pretty remarkable what's been going on there. But this stage of this competition, as I mentioned, is always so exciting. It really is.
Now, free kick scored against Harry Kane. Gabriel was the Arsenal player involved. Kane immediately after the pair of them crumpled into a heap inside the centre circle said that Gabriel was the instigator of that by pulling his shirt. Kane then led into him and brought him down. And it's a free kick that Arsenal will take just inside Bayern Munich territory.
Jim, I think Harry Kane's got to be curious, Lieber and Gabriel. Don't fight them. Don't fight them. That's what they want. They want to get close, and he wants to grab you, Gabriel, and he wants to disrupt whatever you're thinking. I think Harry Kane's got to be smarter tonight if he's going to have an effect on the game. He's not getting a kick so far.
That's the former Ireland international captain Andy Townsend with us here on talkSPORT. Over on talkSPORT 2 right now. Real Madrid 2, Manchester City 1. Sam Maniface alongside Stuart Pearce. talkSPORT Network, the only national radio station to bring you both of the Champions League quarterfinals live tonight. White with the throw for Arsenal. Chested down by Dyer before Ødegaard could get there. Cleared out towards Harry Kane. Kane's got Saliba making life difficult for him. Saliba has fouled him with another goal and some merits, Jay.
And it's lift-off. Southampton 2, Coventry 0. This time Che Adams, a bit of a scramble in the goal mouth. And there was Adams to poke it in. Southampton 2, Coventry 0.
Now Southampton win tonight. They're 9 points adrift of the top 2 that still have a game in hand. Che Adams scoring his 14th goal of the season for Russell Martin's man. They've only won 2 of the last 8 and will almost certainly, you think, finish in the playoff positions, and all likelihood they'll finish 4th. We'll have all of the playoffs for you, every single one for the Championship League 1 and League Two in a dramatic conclusion to the season in May here on the talkSPORT network. Martinelli bringing it forward here. Now Bayern can turn it all the way back for Neuer, who slams it right-footed towards halfway. It's volleyed back by Saliba, chested down by Davis. Davis getting away from Odegaard as he comes into a central position. Waiting for Kimmich to make his way forward over the halfway line on the Bayern right. Kimmich now will control it and go back inside his own half for De Ligt. De Ligt back to Eric Dyer, who's never won on this round, incidentally, on the North London derbies that he played. Harry Kane only won one. Dyer, like Kane, has scored here, though. And he's got the ball again inside his own penalty area and will play back for Neuer. Neuer out towards Dyer. And as soon as Neuer plays the pass, that is the cue for the Arsenal press. Odegaard putting the pressure on Dyer. Getting forward towards halfway. Bayern win the seconds with Davis. Lima did well to receive the ball that was slightly behind him. He stuck out his left foot, brought it into his control, and gets it out towards the Bayern Munich right-hand side for Kimmich. Saka on 12, Gnabry equalising on 18. It's 1-1 between Arsenal and Bayern Munich here at the Emirates. Guy getting it forward, Kane dropping deeper, clipping one forward, almost perfect. It's an excellent third man run through the midfield from Goretzka.
Lucky Harry Kane dropping off that back line into the pocket, receiving the ball half turn, has a little look up, spots the run of Leon Goretzka. The pass was just always going away from him into the goalkeeper's arms.
League One, Blackmore at 1 Exeter nil, Ollie O'Neill. And here's Ben White. Back towards Jorginho. Jorginho's playing the 550th game of his club career tonight. Now Rice. What a ball that is over the top right-hand side of the area. Reach perfect to Saka. And good covering for the retreating Gnabry in the battle between the two goal scorers. It's a former Arsenal man that got the touch, puts it over the line and out for Arsenal's first goal of the night, Andy.
Was a really good ball from Declan Rice. 40-yarder. Clipped in behind that Bayern back line. Saka was onto it. He was just waiting for Kai Havertz and others to arrive in the box. And just as he lets the ball settle, Gnabry is who pokes it out for another Arsenal corner.
Which Saka's going to take on the right. And it'll be a left-footed in swinging delivery. He does have the opportunity to knock it short to Odegaard, who's feigning disinterest on the edge of the penalty area at the moment, but nobody's marking him. Saka clipping it in towards the near post, looking for the near post flank, which came Kimmich all in, tries to react to real ricochet and bundle in the 6. And Neuer throws himself forward and pounces on the loose ball.
Such a dangerous corner.
talkSPORT 2, please.
talkSPORT 2 from News Broadcasting.
25 yards out, but he got too much air on it. He goes high and over the top and out for a goal kick away to that right-hand side. Jude Bellingham just trying to calm things down. Not scored for Madrid since February, Jude Bellingham, but he has bagged for England since. 22 goals and 37 appearances so far this season for club and country. Pretty impressive. Pep Guardiola with a bit of control on the near touchline. Certainly not as efficient as they were last season. There's no doubt that their chink in their armour is this ability to keep going behind. 13 times in the Premier League they've gone behind alone this season. And although they've recovered 24 points from losing positions, they have looked a little bit fragile defensively. A defender's been exposed twice already tonight. Another Studley Preston by Golden towards the bottom of the championship. Guardiola sends it down the left touchline, looking for Haaland, who's holding off Chouameni, who's already been booked, and will miss the second leg. The ball goes out of Carmen's near Sons in the midfield.
Just Haaland there with a rueful smile on his face as he lost possession in and around the halfway line, and it'll be critical that he finds a little bit of form for certainly the running the rest of the season in all competitions.
It suggests that you don't think he has been in great form?
No, I don't. I think he's wanting a little bit, and that happens with strikers. It happens with footballers. They're not machines, and form comes and goes when you least expect it.
Carvajal, Bellingham, centres the ball through the centre circle to Ferland Mendy, who just had to check back and get it over the halfway line to Rodrigo, peels away to the left touchline. It comes to Bellingham, then Vinicius Junior. They're very lopsided on that left-hand side, Real Madrid. Rodrigo likes to go over there. Vinicius always goes over there. Even Bellingham sort of gravitates to that zone. Valverde on the right side now as they look to change the angle of the attack. They're midway inside the Manchester City half of the pitch. They go back to Tchouaméni and then on to Rudiger and then Kroos. Forward to Ferland Mendy. Wants to try and get it round the corner for Rodrigo to attack, but shut down by the Manchester City defence. Shuffled over by Foden and Akanji, and now go out the other side. Carvajal, Camavinga, a little bit casual from Carvajal. Doesn't quite reach Camavinga, and then he's aggressively trying to win the ball back from Kovacic and giving away a free kick on the halfway line. Arsenal 1, Bayern Munich 1 on talkSPORT, and here on talkSPORT 2, Real Madrid lead Manchester City by 2 goals to 1.
Yeah, Carvajal there, I think he knew it was more of a cynical foul than he probably let on there. I think he saw a semi-counter attack effort happening.
Yellow card for breaking up a promising attack.
No, I think he was quite discreet in how he done it, and that's what probably got him away with it. And I think the referee, after that first booking in the first minute, he just let a lot go, and I'm pleased that is the case. The spectacle is so much better for it.
Was it such a bad challenge that he had to produce a yellow card in that first instance?
I believe so, yeah. It was really a bad, and it cost them more than just a booking. The ball ended up in the back of their net. And since then, City haven't really threatened Madrid's goal.
Big problems for Arsenal in their game at the Emirates. They can see the penalty. Saliba getting called out by a darting run into the box by Leroy Sané, and a penalty has been given against them. Here on talkSPORT 2, it's Real Madrid 2, Manchester City 1. There's a scoreline in the Bernabeu. Jude Bellingham wanting to get things moving once again. Drops feet, seems to pass off Toni Kroos as we get back underway. Into Tchouaméni, across to Carvajal, the right back, who thrusts it against the knees of Jack Grealish. It goes out of play and away for a throw-in. To our left-hand side. The captain Carvajal looking for an outlet in front of him, decided to go backwards rather than forwards. Ancelotti said that they didn't play with enough courage or personality in the game in Manchester last year. They must do that twice to stop Manchester City from heading to the semi-final again. They do have a few differences to them this year. They have an out-and-out left-back in Ferland Mendy, who wasn't available for them last campaign. And they have Jude Bellingham, of course. Here is Carvajal, on to Rodrigo, attacking from the left-hand side. Cuts it on his right foot, shoots down the throat of the goalkeeper, who makes a save. And it was a good Real Madrid attack, and it started with a crossfield run from right to left from Dani Carvajal, which meant that his marker, who was supposed to be tracking him, lost him. And that gave the opportunity for Rodrigo then to go on the outside and produce a shot which Ortega had to save. At the other end, very quickly, Manchester City looking to attack with Bernardo Silva. And he's shut out by Rodrigo, and it goes to the far side.
Yeah, City have just got to settle into this game, and you just get the impression that Pep will want to get his team in the dressing room with the scoreline as is, or City on parity, and just settle the ship down a little bit. I think from that euphoric start after a minute or so, it's been a bit tough for City.
Harry Kane has scored the penalty against David Raya, and Bayern Munich have come from behind to lead, just as Real Madrid have come from behind to lead. The two English sides who started well enough, but have both been pegged back. Here is Bernardo Silva on the far side for Manchester City, looking to attack. Away to our left, a clip ball over the top of Bellingham by Rodri, reaches Vardiol, and then he sells Diaz short, and that goes back to Ortega, and he finds a Vardiol, who loses his footing on this near side. It was a little bit scrappy from Manchester City in terms of keeping possession. Foden has a little bit of poise to the occasion and slaloms his way through the centre circle. He moves up and faces up Camavinga, plays it left, and then out it goes towards the near touchline, and Jack Grealish. Grealish towards the edge of the area. Cuts it back to Rodri. Rodri twists away from Camavinga. Gets the return into Grealish. Grealish with a chance to draw the ball towards the near corner. It's blocked by Tchouaméni. A brilliant block by him. And it was a real opportunity that for Manchester City to go in front. The counter-attack is on though. Vinicius Junior with a lovely little drag back meets the path of Rodrigo. And now Vinicius Junior has gone for the return. He isolates the defender Ruben Diaz and sends the ball back to Rodrigo, who strikes it. And it's narrowly wide in the top corner. Over the top of the crossbar and out for a goal kick, and relief for all of the Manchester City fans that are watching and listening inside the stadium and out. This was a golden chance for Rodrigo to strike it and he just cut across the ball, and it meant that it flew away when it should have been flying into the top corner, Stuart Pearce.
Well, I've got to say, the game swept from one end to the other. Manchester City, a really good move. The move got ended up blocked, and as I mentioned to you earlier, they don't take a backward step, Real Madrid, going forward, and good runners in behind, and when he did it, I felt that that was going to nestle in the roof of the net. Fortunately for City, it didn't.
Well, do you know what? I think we are in a very fortunate period in the development of top-level football. We've had a whole season where 4-3s, 3-2s, 4-4s have become the norm. Thriller-minute rides have been almost weekly, and the Champions League has been no different. And there was a moment there where Bellingham could have escaped after a loose ball from the City defence. He didn't. Diaz went steaming into him, has fallen down on halfway. The referee has said, play on, please continue. Camavinga's won it back, and they look to counter-attack once more, and they've got Vinicius Junior going down the left. Bellingham still down. Ruben Diaz cuts across in front of Vinicius Junior, who rather agriculturally pushes it to the back. It's going to be a free kick.
Well, once again, City guilty of giving the ball away in a bad area, and Bellingham, if he throws it past Diaz, he's in on goal. Diaz knows he's got to take everything, and he literally, credit to him, he did. He made a fair challenge, but he made sure the player copped for a bit of it as well, just in case, as a backup plan. And this game, we've seen it many times with Manchester City, that they are vulnerable to balls in behind their backline, and tonight is showing that vulnerability again. When Rodrigo, or alternatively Vinicius Junior, have an opportunity to play the ball in behind or run in behind, they do that and they play it and they encourage each other to go behind. It's causing a problem.
Well, Jude Bellingham complaining that he felt he was fouled by Ruben Diaz. I think we've seen several replays of it, and although I didn't get a notification saying VAR were looking at it, and the referee stopped the game in order to suggest that they might have done.
It was a super tackle, so it was a super.
He timed it really well, actually. He had to time it with exact precision, didn't he?
Yeah. There was an element of force on it, but listen, when you're the last man, you've got to win the ball at all costs, and he done exactly that.
Grealish has it 10 minutes before half-time on talkSPORT 2. A thrilling first 35 minutes so far, with Real Madrid leading by 2-1. Here is Diaz on halfway, pushed to the floor by Bellingham, and Bellingham, who I think is still a little bit upset about the attention that came his way.
Yeah, a little bit of niggle, he's got that in him, Bellingham, but he's avoided a booking. That is a booking, to be fair. I don't know what he's thinking about. I really don't. It's a game of this magnitude.
He has got it in his locker, and you mentioned it just there. That's something that he's got to curtail if he's going to be England's fulcrum in the European Championships, because the last thing you want is another one of those situations where the talismanic figure, the one that ends up being the poster boy, ends up being the one who gets the red card in the crucial moment, the Wayne Rooney, the David Beckham.
Well, listen, I was never ever of a standard of Bellingham, but you knew full well that if you've got it in you to make challenges that might cost the team, you have to change the way you play, certainly in the high-profile games, certainly when you play for your country.
Right, he's won the ball back here brilliantly, and he's fed Vinicius Junior, who's surrounded by 4 Manchester City jerseys, and then Akanji's brought him down, and he's won a free kick, and it's a yellow card for Akanji. I'm not entirely sure that's as much of a yellow card challenge as some of the others that we have seen.
No, what he's done is booked Akanji for a multitude of challenges that went unbooked for both teams, so he's copped for it.
Hardly, I mean, I'm not saying there's hardly any contact, but it is the softest of all of the fouls that we have seen in the last 20 minutes of the game.
Yeah, in referee speak, it's saying, I can't let anything go anymore, and sadly, when the music stopped, you get the yellow card.
You were still moving. Yes, it was a yellow card for Akanji. He's not one of those that will be suspended for the second leg. That, in Manchester City circles, only is Ruben Diaz. Here is Tchouameni, who's going to miss that game. Rudiger, who tucks it back from the middle of his own half to Toni Kroos, and then all the way to Andre Lunin. I think we'll be disappointed with the goal that he conceded. Ball headed forward by Carvajal. Diaz is in a chase with Jude Bellingham. Ball runs all the way through to Ortega, and Ortega will nudge it into the path of John Stones. Stones back to Ortega. Now to Diaz. The press is on from Real Madrid. Valverde, almost half-heartedly though, didn't go towards Ruben Diaz. And if you're going to do it, you've got to do it all at the same time. Otherwise it isn't going to work, and Rodri has dropped deep to pick it up and flight it out towards the far side of Akanji. Rodrigo is tussling with Akanji, just sort of waves him away. Claims of contact there. The referee said no real foul. And Manchester City play on. They move up the pitch through the centre circle, into the centre back from Guardiola to Rodri. He's got moves into the Real Madrid half here. He nudges it to Bernardo, then to Foden, who whips one into towards the far corner, and he almost got out Lunin, and it goes behind the leg for a goal kick. Rodrigo stayed down, by the way. I'm not entirely sure that he is as injured as he is making out.
No, I totally agree with you, Kanji. Obviously, it was the individual. It was a flailing hand, but nothing really to put run into his sort of forearm, if you like, in the challenge and the tussle. You've got to be a bit more genuine.
Yes, he crumpled like a packet of crisps, didn't he? Certainly did. Paris Saint-Germain against Barcelona is on talkSPORT 2 tomorrow, Thursday night, Liverpool and West Ham United in action in the Europa League, and they're both live on talkSPORT and talkSPORT 2. Friday night championship action involving Leicester on talkSPORT. Saturday, Stuart 9 will be at Newcastle United for the visit of Tottenham Hotspur. I have a feeling that might be uncontrolled thriller minute drama.
There's a goal fest waiting for us up at the Toon, I'm sure, so.
It seems to be everywhere you go these days. Rodrigo has gone off toward the far side to receive a little bit of medical treatment. Real Madrid, who are 8 points clear at the top of La Liga, eyeing up a mind-boggling 15th Champions League title. Carlo Ancelotti eyeing up his own personal milestone as well. He's looking for 5, which is pretty impressive.
More than pretty impressive.
Guardiola looking for his 4th, which itself is pretty remarkable. Real Madrid 2, Manchester City 1. He's off the pitch, Rodrigo. He'll have to stay there for 30 seconds before he can come back on. It's a goal kick to Real Madrid, the home team, away to our left. The Madridistas away to our left-hand side, all wearing white tonight, as they have been encouraged to do. There's quite a lot of white shirts inside the stadium. As Haaland tries to flick it on after Kovacic has returned the goal kick towards Benzema. But Lunin has got it at his feet once more. There's a little bit of lull in the storm that has been this Champions League quarter-final first leg, first half.
Yeah, I think at half-time Pep's got to look at this game and say, look, am I happy with the way things are going? I don't think his team are playing particularly well, or do I make the change that might potentially chase the game and get them back in? But that is the gamble. And that, when I say that, you're talking De Bruyne and Alvarez potentially.
Hamilton trying to squeeze for a tight gap. Bellingham goes down. There's a free kick. It's not forthcoming. Poked forward by Guardiola to the far side. It's won by Bernardo Silva. Kanji takes it backwards to the halfway line, and then Bernardo Silva's dispossessed here. Poked by Cruz. Onto Rodrigo. Then onto Vinicius Junior, who rapidly escapes into the penalty area. Right-footed shot. Saved down low by Ortega.
Well, Ortega's done really well there. His shape's really good. You could see when Vinicius Junior bursts into the box, he's looking to open the goal up, but he just couldn't fade it into that far corner enough.
Real Madrid 2, Manchester City 1 on talkSPORT 2. And Real Madrid, who were on the back foot from the moment they conceded their first goal from that free kick from Bernardo Silva, catching Lunin cold. But sprung back into life with 2 goals in 2 minutes in order to take the lead in the encounter. They were in front of this juncture last year, and then all hell broke loose when they got back to Manchester.
I'll tell you what I've been impressed with Madrid with. Whenever the ball's been turned over, they've gone for the Manchester City's goal at breakneck speed, haven't they? Not in big numbers. You know, if you watch Liverpool play, sometimes they go in 4s and 5s, but they've gone in 2s and 3s, but they've really gone with aggressive pace and aggressive running.
Yeah, they've been direct and sharp and on the front foot as soon as they've won the ball, wherever that may be. If they've picked it up at 20 yards from goal or 40 yards from goal, they've very quickly turned whatever possession they've won into an attack and got a shot off more often than not. And they've had quite a few shots already, 7 attempts so far, 4 of those have been on target. Here's Tony Kroos turning the ball over in the centre circle. Vinicius Junior with a weak pass, trying to feed Bellingham, but he didn't have the strength to get the ball into the Englishman, and it goes back to Ortega.
Yeah, I think he got caught in 2 minds, whether Bellingham coming back from pressing the goalkeeper was in an offside position, got in 2 minds, and the pass, as you say, too weak to find its target.
Right back is Akanji. He has the ball now over on the far side. Back to Ortega it goes. He will kick clear from the 6-yard box out towards the right. Bernardo Silva has it, then Stones does, approaching halfway. He travels forward, releases the ball left, where Gvardiol canters over the halfway line, feeds Grealish. Grealish stands up Valverde, goes out on the left, where once again Gvardiol tries to escape away from Carvajal. Picked up by Rodri, a little bit of room to run into for him. He's thought about the shot a couple of times, but dawdled on it and has it pinched by Tony Kroos. And Real Madrid have got it back again, and Rodrigo going down the left-hand side, tries to play it against Akanji. The throwing goes against him, he's furious. And a minute before half-time, it's a Manchester City ball.
I've got to say, you've picked up Rodri there for delaying on the ball and giving possession away, but I felt a little bit sorry for him there. There was no movement in advance of him from the front 4. And you've got to have movement. No one there said, give me the ball, I've freed myself up from space, and that's why he got caught on the ball.
That's what happens if you haven't got an option. I just felt that he sort of was thinking about the shot. Maybe he was looking for the pass, and that was the problem. He didn't have anybody to give the ball to. He has managed to find that pass now. Kovacic has then tried to go away from Valverde, goes down rather cheaply, and the Madrid fans didn't like that. Kanji heads the ball into the air, brought down by Stones. No handball, despite the fact that it looked like his hands were in the proximity of the football. 3 minutes of added time at the end of the first 45. Live on talkSPORT. Madrid lead by 2 goals to 1. Here is Grealish down this near touchline, looking to try and take on Carvajal. Cuts in on his right foot, stops the ball, runs up against Carvajal again, turns it round the corner, plays it into Rodri, deep to the far post. Haaland hitching a ride, managed to get a header down, but he did jump on the back of Ferland Mendy, and it is going to be a free kick.
Haaland rose magnificently well there at the far post, just adjudged. Was it judged? It's a handball from John Stones, I believe.
Can't be handball if you head it onto your own hand. If you play the ball onto your own arm, or it can't be handball.
Well, to be fair, he guided the ball onto his own hand. Clever players will actually, if that is the laws of the game, they'll work round it, Sam. So don't tell them they can't nestle it down onto their hand and then put the ball where they want.
This came into sharp focus recently in a Premier League game where Sander Berge at West Ham United headed the ball onto his own arm in his own penalty area, and David Moyes was furious about it.
Yeah, I think if you hit the ball onto your own arm, it can be accidental, but on what we've just seen there from John Stones, it almost looks as though he guided it onto his hand.
Vinicius Junior sends a cross from the right side towards the edge of the box. It took a little bounce, was threatening to go out for a corner after a deflection. Deflections haven't been kind to City tonight, but this one just took the face off the ball, and Ortega was allowed to step out to his left and gather it up and start another City attack. Maybe the last one of the first half, because it's 2-1 to Real Madrid, and there is only about 90 seconds to play on talkSPORT 2 this evening. Stones joins the attack, moves up towards the edge of the penalty area, plays it into Rodri, spreads it out wide into Bernardo Silva, just about keeps it in, does keep it in terms of City on the attack, but not getting the ball into the central area. Goes wide, then back to Akanji. Akanji tries to centre it to the forward march of Diaz. Diaz finding Foden, who's being pursued by Tony Kroos, and then it goes out towards Gvardiol on this near side. And City just sort of slowing the play down and keeping possession as we approach half-time. Not forcing the issue, not desperate to get the ball into the box, but trying to prize the Madrid defence open. And Toni Kroos has done brilliantly, I think, throughout the course of the match, just to give his team the opportunity to pinch the ball. Here they come again, at pace. Real Madrid after turning the ball over. Vinicius Junior onto Rodrigo, who scampers up towards the left edge of the area. Vinicius Junior takes over. Rodrigo gets it back again. Back into Vinicius Junior, right angle of the penalty area. Bernardo Silva coming on the blind side, and he didn't look at his wing bearers there, Vinicius Junior. And Bernardo Silva pinched it, and City have it in the final few seconds of added time at the end of the first half. He's giving it away again, and Rudiger is coming forward. And the Madridist's not happy about the fact that whilst he was on the attack, the referee from France decided to blow his whistle, but blow his whistle he did. And, well, Real Madrid were ahead at half-time in the game here last year, and City fought back with a strong second-half showing. They will need to do the same again. After taking the lead in 1 minute and 50 seconds, thanks to an inventive free kick from Bernardo Silva. 2 goals in the space of a minute, both with deflected efforts. Diaz scoring an own goal after 12. Rodrigo just 90 seconds later with an effort which squirmed past the goalkeeper. Means at the break, Stuart Pearce, it's 2-1 to Real Madrid.
It is, and City, from that wonderful, wonderful start that they had, I think they'll go into the dressing room with their heads down slightly, because I don't think they've been in the game, and it's been Madrid who looked as though they've got more cutting edge and more drive towards City's goal, albeit they've been a bit fortunate with 2 deflections that have got their nose in front.
What did you think of Manchester City's reaction to going 2-1 down?
I think they're a bit down at the moment. I'm looking for a spark in their camp, and I've not seen one from Haaland or Bernardo Silva or Foden or the more creative players, if you like. And I've seen a Manchester City side that are not foot perfect with their passing and give the ball away more than I've seen them in modern times.
Well, it is a fascinating game, no doubt about it. De Bruyne not involved tonight from the start because he wasn't feeling well, so he's only on the bench. It meant that Phil Foden was playing in that number 10 position. He hasn't seen too much of the ball.
No, he hasn't. And as I say, we mentioned earlier when Rodri had the ball and got dispossessed, the front 4 in front of him not offering themselves as clinically as you would like them to. And it'll be interesting to see whether there is a change made at half-time, and that will dictate that will tell you a little bit about Pep's mentality to this game and what he thinks the performance is like, I believe.
Yeah, well, certainly Manchester City got off to the perfect start. The goal after 1 minute and 50 seconds. It was such a good free kick from Bernardo Silva, and that's the kind of genius that you need. You mentioned it during the commentary. Sometimes a player has to exploit an opportunity that they have seen themselves, and he did exactly that.
These are the margins that you need someone to deliver in games that are as ludicrously tight as back end of the Champions League quarterfinals onwards. Somebody's got to do something. It's either going to be a mistake or somebody's got to do something that special, and we saw that from City to get their nose in front. But obviously subsequently you've got to give credit to Madrid. They've responded well to going a goal behind.
Is there a touch of fortune about the fact that they are in front of Real Madrid?
100%. 2 massive, massive deflections that have wrong-footed the goalkeeper, and he's had both efforts, in my eyes, covered that have ended up nestling in the back of the net, and that is a killer. And you could expect maybe 1 in a game, but to have 2 in the first 15-16 minutes is really hurtful.
Well, for all the fallout from the game tonight, Real Madrid against Manchester City, make sure you join Danny Kelly and Andy Brassel on the Trans-Europe Express this Sunday at 9 o'clock. They'll cover all the results of the weekend European games tonight, tomorrow, and Thursday night's games as well. All be reviewed and dissected in great detail. That's Trans-Europe Express, Sunday night, 9 o'clock, talkSPORT. Right, when we come back, we'll update you from around the Champions League and the EFL.
Champions League live on talkSPORT 2 with Village Hotels. With 33 locations across the UK, Village Hotels have everything under one roof for a great breakaway.
Happy birthday to you. Okay, Nathan, you're next. Happy birthday to you.
Mum, my birthday's not till next month. Like getting your money's worth? Grab a McDonald's Favour Meal Deal. That's a cheeseburger or mayo chicken, medium fries and drink for just $3.99. Also available via Just Eat with the delivery price uplift and fees apply. Price may vary.
Right, time for Dulux Trade Final Mat.
Diamond mat's best for high traffic areas. Here you go.
Aren't you from Dulux Decorator Centre?
I didn't know you...
Delivered? We do. We're with you when you're too busy to come to us.
Nice. Can I order online through my...
Trade account? Sure. With your trade discount, prices tailored to you and Nectar points, you'll save every time you shop.
Nice one. Time for a brew.
Visit us in-store or online today. Juliet's Decorator Centre. Moving forward with you.
We're regulating your curiosity.
It's the drive that takes us to new places.
It even goes to the moon.
So satisfy your curiosity about electric cars with the Hyundai Explore Electric event, which is on until the 30th of June, where you'll find our award-winning range of electric cars, including the Ioniq 5. Explore more at Hyundai.co.uk. It's the dawn of a new Hyundai.
Get the biggest sports stories first and fast with the Back Page Review on talkSPORT with Tesco Mobile for Business. Listen to talkSPORT Breakfast every weekday morning from 6 for the latest breaking backpage news, plus unbeatable reaction, opinion and comment. The Back Page Review on talkSPORT with Tesco Mobile for Business. Join Tesco Mobile and get business phone bills for up to 40% less than the big mobile networks. Tesco Mobile, every little helps. For applicable terms and verifications, see tescomobile.com/business.
talkSPORT 2, official broadcast partner of the Premier League and the English Football League.
Thursday night, the Europa League, live on talkSPORT 2.
Oh, that's magnificent!
More games than ever. Bayer Leverkusen versus West Ham.
Coverage from 7, kick-off from 8 p.m.
That is brilliant!
Thursday night on talkSPORT 2.
That's a sensational goal!
Night goals coming from talkSPORT 2.
The Social with Adi Oladipo and Rory Jennings. Tomorrow afternoon from 3 on talkSPORT 2. Outspoken opinions and decisive debate following all the action.
We talk about football in a bipartisan and educated way. Well, I do at least. I try.
News, views, fun and football fixtures.
Not just football though, a bit of boxing, a bit of horse racing, even a bit of rugby.
And it's a try!
Some phenomenal guests. Can I get in this spot after showing the form you showed? I don't think we look stupid. This is the place to be. It's Andy and Rory. It's the Social on talkSPORT 2.
What a goal!
Social tomorrow afternoon from 3.
It works, doesn't it? On talkSPORT 2.
It's the reason Marconi invented radio and God gave you ears.
And he scored a brilliant goal!
The Champions League live on talkSPORT 2.
Stop it! There is the rumblings of anticipation surrounding those 22 main protagonists whose job tonight it is to try and steer their team closer to the semi-finals of this great competition.
Towards the near post, and it's first time down, Taylor in from Bernardo Silva. 1 minute and 50 seconds on the clock. It's the perfect start for Manchester City.
Been pretty impressive, but then again we've got two brilliant teams, posed brilliantly, and really fortunate one.
They come forward here, and it's the edge of the box by Carolina, deflected effort, out to Ortega, and it's 1-1, and it's Rodrigo through the legs of the goalkeeper. He's completely missed it, and they're in front. They turned it around in 60 seconds. Madrid are in the lead. Well, it all happened in a blink of an eye, didn't it? Manchester City were in front, then they weren't, and then they were behind. And as a result of that, Manchester City have got a man's second half comeback here in the Bernabeu tonight. What a night of Champions League football we have got for you up and down the country. Up and down the continent. Arsenal 1, Bayern Munich 2 is the half-time score in the Emirates Stadium. Bukayo Saka for Arsenal in front. Serge Gnabry equalised just 6 minutes later. Terrible mix-up actually by the Arsenal defence. An Arsenal defence is usually so solid. And then William Saliba giving away a penalty for a foul on Leroy Sané. Harry Kane converting it. Of course Harry Kane converted it against Arsenal. And as a result, Bayern Munich are in at the break with a slender lead in North London. You know about Real Madrid leading Manchester City by 2 goals to 1 in the Championship. Half-time in the 8 o'clock kickoff leads Sunderland 0-0. Underway in the second half, Millwall 0, Leicester City 0. Leicester, of course, chasing the title in the second tier. Plymouth 0, Queen's Park Rangers 0. Preston 1,
Huddersfield 1, Sheffield Wednesday struggling towards the bottom nil. Norwich 2 and Southampton 2-0 up against Coventry City. The way the table looks at this moment in time, Leicester and Leeds will be the top two, 89 and 87 points respectively, but Ipswich will have a game in hand over Leeds. A good 9 points back from those automatic positions. Southampton will have 78, Norwich moving up to 70 from 42. Looks like they're going to secure a position in the playoffs this campaign. At the bottom of the table, Huddersfield's 1-1 draw means that they just keep Birmingham at arm's length. But Sheffield Wednesday really struggling, trailing by 2-0 tonight, and very much ensconced in a relegation battle at the second tier level. In League 2, 1-1 tonight between Stockport and Colchester away from home. 81 points means they'll still be top of the table with a game in hand to second place Wrexham, who are leading 2-0 this evening against Crawley Town, and they have 79 points from their games so far in League 2. So you're up to date pretty much all the big results up and down the country in the EFL and the Champions League. Big night of Europa League action on Thursday night, live on talkSPORT and talkSPORT 2. And tomorrow we've got full commentary of PSG against Barcelona.
Inevitable results. It's Kylian Mbappe giving Paris Saint-Germain the lead.
I've said all the way through this competition, not necessarily that Paris will win it, but they are better set up to win it, I think, than they have ever been.
They need an extraordinary night from Kylian Mbappe.
Barcelona lead 6-1 on the night, 6-5 on aggregate. You will never see a European fight back like this again.
When you are from the roots of the club, when you really care about it, it's like you have more pressure, but because you want the club to perform well.
Lewandowski's getting across his marker, and he gets the faintest of touches, and Barcelona still the lead. Easy enough for Rafinha! Oh, Rafinha! God, I love the Champions League.
Well, Sunday evening over on talkSPORT, European football expert Kevin Hatchard joined Danny Kelly on the Transfer Express, and he believes Barcelona have a fantastic chance of making the Champions League final this year.
Well, the first thing to say is that Barcelona's financial plan absolutely required them to at least get this far. So that's the first bit done. And that's important financially, of course. You know, they don't have a lot of wriggle room. I think there's still a lot of people trying to work out how they can afford to have the squad that they do, and that's going to be a discussion for the summer, I'm sure. I just think it's really interesting because Xavi, I think, was thoroughly fed up. When he said, look, I'm going at the end of the season, you know, he looked like he had the weight of the world on his shoulders. And he can still be a bit tetchy, and he still feels that his squad are unfairly treated by the press. He feels that he's unfairly treated by the press. We talked last week, didn't we, about him suing a couple of journalists, saying that they've written stories that are simply untrue about him. But the truth is, on the pitch, in the last couple of months, they've been really good. You know, they put together an 11-match unbeaten run. They were able to see off Napoli. I think it helped that they ran into a Napoli team that's nowhere near as good as the team that played last season. But you have this really weird flip, because if you look at last season, they won La Liga, and yet their European campaign was disastrous. You know, they went out in the group stage of the Champions League, they then got knocked out of the Europa League, and so, you know, that was a real blow. Whereas this season, they're 8 points behind Real Madrid. It's highly unlikely they're going to overhaul them between now and the end of the season, and yet they've got a genuine opportunity to get to the final, if you look at the way the draw's opened up.
Well, tomorrow night, 8 o'clock, Paris Saint-Germain take on Barcelona, live on talkSPORT 2. Danny Mills, the former England defender, will be alongside Jim Crawford. That should be a stunning, stunning game. We've got a stunning game in prospect here as well. Second half commentary to come from the Bernabeu, where Real Madrid ahead at half-time by 2-1. Ruben Dias's own goal after 12 minutes, and that was doubled up with a Rodrigo strike just moments later. Both of the goals heavily deflected beyond Ortega, and Bernardo Silva's second-minute strike seems a long time ago now.
It certainly does. The ball's been
not great, I think, since they took that early lead. They didn't build on it in any way, shape or form. And it's been Madrid, I think, that have been pushing the most. And I think City have almost been a little bit robbed going in at half-time.
High up above the goal away to our right-hand side. The Manchester City supporters are looking a little bit forlorn as the players come out for the second half, slowly marching down the steps and up the others onto the pitch. They've got a big job to do in this second half. Do you think that at this stage, if this scoreline was to stay as it was, Manchester City have got enough to overturn it at the Etihad?
I think City on any given day can overturn any result, but from what I've seen from Real Madrid with their counter-attack threat and how direct they've been, I think they've certainly got the ability to score on the road as well, Sam. So, listen, whilst I think City, yes, they can turn this round, there's no doubt. I think if they conceded another one, it's going to have to be some performance, and I don't think they're playing well enough at the moment collectively to deliver that performance if they do ship a two-goal advantage.
Well, once the quarterfinals start, you know you're at the business end of the season. The route to the final is already mapped out. The names are stellar, and whoever progresses from this game will play the winners of Arsenal against Bayern Munich in the semi-final, whilst Atletico, Dortmund, PSG and Barcelona lurk on the other side of the draw. About to get underway in the second half. The white shirts, white shorts and white socks of Real Madrid will attack the goal away to our left in the second 45. It is all dark jerseys, dark shorts and socks for Manchester City, but with lightning blue flashing through the middle of the jerseys and thick luminous pink trim with pink numbers attacking the goal away to our right-hand side. No changes from either side at the start of the second 45 here on talkSPORT 2. And City's recent record against Spanish side is something to be admired. They've only lost one of their last 12 European games against teams from Spain.
I think they've got to improve their performance to make sure there's not a defeat in the column at the moment from what we've seen in the first half. I think they've been okay, but they'll be disappointed. They've not created too many clear-cut chances, if anything. I think the only goal come from a sort of opportune moment from Silva.
Well, it's Pep Guardiola's 24th game against Madrid as coach, and his record has been pretty impressive up until now, but his team are playing out from the back here under pressure from Rodrigo and Bellingham, and they managed to beat that press, or take it, clipping the ball to the right full-back Akanji. Out towards the near side, a little nudge from Mendy, generates a free kick for Phil Foden, who was pushed in the back, gets pushed in the chest, a little bit of argy-bargy with Mendy, and it's going to be a free kick on this near touchline. It might have been worthy of a yellow card, that second push, I think.
Slight nudge, I would say. The
handbags afterwards were unnecessary?
No need at all.
Would you get involved in that in any way, shape?
I don't own a handbag. If truth be known, Sam.
Strikes me as you're now such a modern man.
Thank you. I've thought about getting a man bag, but I just can't get it over the line.
I've got a spare one. I know you don't like paper things, so I'm quite happy to donate one to the cause.
Yeah, I might have to sort of sport it behind the scenes at home and see how it feels.
Do that. Real Madrid 2, Manchester City 1. Camavinga has gone on a wander, but the referee blew his whistle quite some time ago for a tug on Rodri. The free kick has been given to Manchester City just short of the halfway line. It's Real Madrid 2, Manchester City 1 for the Champions League. Live on talkSPORT 2 with Village Hotels. Visit villagehotels.com. Here is Ortega on the edge of his own penalty area. Big couple of weeks for Manchester City. They've got Luton Town at home before taking on Real Madrid at home in the second leg, and then that big semi-final live on talkSPORT for the FA Cup against Chelsea. Also already in the Champions League then. Holland commits a foul on Camavinga. It's a little bit of a pity start to the second 45. Stuart, certainly not the free-flowing football we saw from a majority of the first.
No, I totally agree. As I say, both teams looking to get some sort of rhythm about their play in this second half.
Here is Rodri striding through the centre circle. Tucks it infield, finds Kovacic, who slips it up to Bernardo Silva, who weaves his way away from 3 or 4 bodies. It's congested inside the box. They go wide to Grealish instead. On the left-hand side, he turns and fires it in right-footed, right through the middle of the goal, and over the top of the crossbar.
Yeah, he's done really well working just inside the box there, and he's missed it by a country mile. As I say, you're looking, aiming for the far post, trying to curl it at the far post, so it drifts itself in. Pep's reaction probably said it all.
City will bring out a few substitutes. Oscar Bob and Alvarez down there, just going through their paces. Here is Foden. Travels laterally inside the Real Madrid half. He eludes Bellingham and Kovacic, and then plays it out towards the left. Ball comes infield via Rodri into Stones, and then Stones out towards the left-hand side. Collected now by Kovacic. Kovacic turning it back. He's under a little bit of pressure here, and he has to readjust Valverde's attention to nudge it into the centre circle. And then it's a brilliant ball by Guardiola out to the left, and Foden, who clips it up into the area, but it's evaded Erling Haaland, headed away by Ferland Mendy, but only as far as Grealish on the left-hand side. City come again. Foden causing damage by just wandering out to that left-hand side, and Guardiola made a brilliant pass down the left side to him. And Grealish then travelling with the ball gets checked by Vinicius Junior, and it's a free kick in a dangerous position.
Yeah, it's amazing how sort of this game as it meanders along with Madrid all think having a lead, any lead going to Manchester is a good result. The other side of that is all they need is a sight or a goal and an equaliser to make this performance look a lot better than it probably is at this moment in time.
Jeffrey's getting a little bit of attention first from Vinicius Junior, taps him on the head and says something in his ear. And as he gets up and walks to the edge of the penalty area, as they prepared the free kick, he gets pushed in the chest by a rather aggressive and assertive Antonio Rudiger, who's never quite shy of coming forward.
A little bit frustrated there with Grealish going down. The goalkeeper here with Silva stood over the ball, be a little bit nervous.
Silva smacks it goalwards, right in the dead centre of the Madrid half, into the ball, it bounces to the near side, and Mendy looks to escape. He was being tussled with by Foden, the free kick given against the end of the line. Madrid will be able to escape, and again, another pause in play, and there's been probably far too many of those in the opening 6 minutes of the second half.
Yeah, it's not got any rhythm to it at all, and I think that, I'm not sure which team that helps. If you're all equal, it helps Manchester City. Manchester City trying to get back in the game. It probably benefits Madrid.
Running forward down the right-hand side, stopped by Rudiger. Big, strong challenge by him, and then collected by Bellingham. Upfield, his long-rangey body taking the ball away from Rodri, poking it out to Vinicius Junior on this near touch. Back infield it goes to Kroos, and then dropping deep to collect it is Rodrigo. Again, they're very lopsided on this near side, where Rodrigo, Vinicius Junior and Bellingham are all wide in the penalty area inside Manchester City territory. Swept by Camavinga, out to the far side. In it goes to Camavinga again. Tries to clip it over the top for Rodrigo. It was ambitious and probably a little heavy. I just wonder whether or not Manchester City just drops a little bit deeper to deny the space in behind for Real Madrid in the second half, having given up so much ground in the first.
Well, that space in behind has been an Achilles heel, not just in the game tonight. We spoke at half-time about in the Premier League. I've seen them
turn it down, please.
line on occasion. Sometimes they've got away with it, sometimes they haven't.
Haaland and Rudiger indulging in another battle of the wills. Rudiger again comes away with the ball. Seems to be quite enjoying his night, but it's one of those battles that you can have the best of as a defender for 90 minutes, and then 1 second into injury time, Haaland can just move off you, score a goal, and actually the battle completely swings the other way.
Well, exactly that, and you know, Madrid probably might think their work's done, getting their nose in front, but a goal from City to equal it up, and they'll be delighted with it.
Bellingham wins it on halfway, releases Rodrigo. He tries to tuck it around the corner for Bellingham. He's not precise enough, and one of the criticisms about him this season consistent enough in the performances. He scored the 2 goals actually in their last game against Adlaon. Given away cheaply, Bellingham's got inside the area. Rodri the guilty party. It's back to Bellingham, left side, tries to drag the ball towards the far corner and misses the target. What a chance for Real Madrid. And the ball came to Rodri. I don't think he was expecting it, and it sort of bounced off him straight into the path of Jude Bellingham. It was a poor touch actually by Rodri, and then Bellingham twisted one way then the other, and then almost hit the ball against his standing foot, and it deflected past the post.
Yeah, as I say, I think the ball was meant for Rodri. It's cannoned off him straight to Bellingham. He twisted and turned, and then just pulled his shot poorly across the far post.
Haaland trying to wrestle with Rudiger, and Rudiger was too physical on this occasion and wins the free kick. Gives away the free kick, sorry. And it's going to be a Manchester City ball, 15 yards from the edge of the penalty area. He was backing in there, but Rudiger had his arms wrapped around the midriff of the striking Viking, dragged him to the floor. And it's going to be a free kick.
I find the sad thing about football this day and age is whether this game's going to be a really good one or not often depends on the referee. If the referee's too finicky and he lets the players get away with too much, the game often turns into a bit of a farce. I've got to say the referee's not done bad tonight.
Here is the free kick taken by Grealish towards the far post. A header by Rodri goes over the top of the crossbar. He rose brilliantly, high above Kroos, and nodded the ball back from whence it came. It was an angled ball, right-footed towards the far edge of the 6-yard box by Grealish, and as he headed the ball back down the centre of the goal, it just was 2 or 3 yards over the top of the crossbar.
Yeah, wonderful leap, I've got to say, just couldn't guide it on target.
Kanji gets involved in a tussle with Rodri, commits a foul, free kick. And Kanji just a little bit concerned there because he was late when he came from behind Rodrigo. It's already been booked. Free kick is Madrid's. And they are a team that are given the freedom to express themselves. I mentioned earlier that City are a more controlled, planned, rehearsed, incredibly reliable machine. It's a clash of approaches. Both managers certainly of the highest qualities, and both squads of the highest qualities. I think Pep Guardiola will tell you that his team don't get enough credit for what they've done over the course of the last 8 years. And if they win this tie, he will say that they're not giving enough praise for overcoming the hurdle that's been put in front of them. Here is Rodrigo onto Vinicius Junior down the left-hand side. He shoots towards goal. It's over the top of the crossbar. It was a flasher right over the top of Ortega's net. Ortega looked semi-confident that that was going over, but I must admit, when it left the boot of Vinicius Junior, it was only the confidence of the goalkeeper that gave confidence to me that it wasn't going to nestle in the net.
I'll tell you what, I think John Stones has done his hamstring in that challenge, trying to make that block. The way he was recovering on that recovery run, then a big lunge. I hope I'm wrong.
Well, Rodrigo, in conversation with Vinicius Junior, who's just missed that effort, he's just placing him. John Stones is back on his feet. Let's hope that you are wrong, because the last thing that John Stones needs is another spell on the sidelines. He's been restricted this season to just 23 appearances because of a combination of injuries. He was outpaced by JP Mateta at the weekend and looked a little bit ring-rusty. Seems to be okay at this moment in time. We'll keep an eye on him. There's Camavinga, halfway line. Carvajal right side. Back into Camavinga once again. Puts it through the legs of Bernardo Silva, then runs into Rodri. The two collide. The ball spills in favour of Phil Foden, and the counter-attack is on here. It's collected by Kovacic. Joining the attack is Guardiola. Then midway inside Madrid territory, out wide to the left, collected by Kovacic, back to Guardiola, infield to Rodri, space on this near touchline for Bernardo Silva. Kanji gets it first, then back into Rodri again. Vinicius Junior was coming from behind Rodri, but he calmly played it to his left. Stones moving up towards the edge of the penalty area, gets it back to Rodri, who's dictating things more now. Out to the right side, Bernardo Silva, Akanji, and then back in field again to Ruben Diaz. Down the right once more as they control possession here and play composed football here, Manchester City. Foden dropping deep, marshalled by Kroos, who's been excellent with and without the ball. Out wide it goes to Bernardo Silva. Edge of the area, little twirl, comes backwards because there's no route to go. There's 4 white shirts, then another 4, and then 2, blocking up all of the holes. As Foden, who has nibbled at from behind by Kroos, nibbled at by Camavinga. Referee says play on because City have got the ball. Foden loses temper with the ref. The Frenchman says play on, and City have it with Rodri, who tries to push it out towards the near side, but again his pass is not perfect. Goes behind Bernardo Silva. It's out of play.
I don't think I've seen Rodri give the ball away as much or mistimed passes as much as I've actually seen. And both teams look as though they're in a situation like they've gone into a casino in Vegas, it's the best analogy I can give you, with £1,000 in their pocket and they're £1,500 up, thinking to themselves, shall I stick or shall I twist? And I'm not sure. And they both look as though they're in that mode at the moment. Both Madrid are in front and City are thinking, well, we're not doing too bad, we're only a goal down, we'll turn that round at home.
Is that a scenario you're familiar with?
No, I've just made it up.
Here's Foden on the near side, trying to get a shot away from distance. He cuts in there, but he drives it goalwards. It's caught by Lunin, and it's away to safety for Real Madrid, who lead by 2-1. Goals coming in the first half from Rodrigo, and an own goal from Ruben Diaz after Bernardo Silva had put City in front. And at this juncture, there's still all to play for in the Champions League quarter-finals. Arsenal still behind to Bayern Munich, but here's Bernardo Silva, bringing the ball up, edge of the D, trying the shot, towards the near corner, patted away by Lunin. And then the second ball was won by a white shirt rather than a dark one, and it's cleared upfield by Real Madrid. But City just starting to get a grip on proceedings, 63% possession for them, 37% the home side, although most of the efforts so far have gone Madrid's way. Stones, centre field, tracked by Camavinga, back to Bernardo Silva, middle of the Madrid half, wide towards the right, and Kanji. Noise levels turn up inside the Bernabeu. They want maybe a little bit more from their team. 1 or 2 of them looking a little bit tired as they drop a little bit deeper and end up trying to get into a formation which prevents Manchester City from getting in behind their back line. Then a lot of the football happening in front of the Madrid defence.
Yeah, it is, but you just get a feeling City are building up a bit of confidence about their play. But the one thing that worries me is this Madrid side, if you spread too much to play, they can cut through you. And the way City are spreading at the moment to play, it's either boom or bust almost.
Here is Foden cutting in from the right-hand side. Stone. The problem is if they lose the ball, isn't it? And then, as you say, they're set and spread, and they have been now. And there's a chance for Vinicius Junior to escape, and he's escaping now down the left channel. He's being tracked by Foden. He stops the ball, comes back infield, wriggles away from Akanji, then runs at Diaz. He pitches the ball, Akanji, but Rodrigo picks it up. Diaz comes out towards the right fullback position, but Rodrigo has got it. He turns it back into Kroos, and then on to Rodrigo again. This is good football from Real Madrid, sensible football, because they've kept the ball here in a tight circumstance, and they've dragged themselves up the pitch.
Their first thought when they turned it over, Sam, was go straight for goal, wasn't it? It was only a second thought when things run aground.
Rodrigo into Vinicius Junior, edge of the area. Valverde's going to hit it. He did, but he misplaced his shot. Ended up almost swirling it closer to the corner flag than the goal. That goes behind and away for a goal kick. England have beaten the Republic of Ireland, and Lauren James and Alex Greenwood were on the score sheet as they did so. And it was a vital victory for Serena Wiegmann's team. Made a few changes tonight, and a welcome victory for the Lionesses, who needed a victory in their qualification group for Euro 2025 after being held by Sweden on Friday night. I think it was a pretty disappointing result, really. Here it's 2-1 to Real Madrid. Elsewhere tonight, Bayern Munich still in front in the game at the Emirates Stadium. Millwall 0-1, Leicester 0 at the top of the Championship. Big goal going in at the New Den. Plymouth behind to QPR. Preston 1-1 with Huddersfield. Sheffield Wednesday got a goal back against Norwich, and Southampton lead now by just 2-1 against Coventry. Stockport in front against Colchester. Surely now they'll be up into League One. Foden on towards the right side, looking for Bernardo Silva as City come forward again. Kroos is there once more to intervene, to pick the ball off and take it upfield. Bellingham tries to do a little scorpion flick, and when he gives it away in a dangerous position, it Comes to Rodri, then Kovacic, then Rodri floats it to Grealish. He's inside the area on the left-hand side. He takes on Carvajal, gets to the byline, goes to produce a cross. Carvajal slides it behind, it's away for a corner.
Yeah, really good opportunity there, and they're the sort of situations that Jack Grealish has got to make just a touch more of. He cut in earlier and just couldn't get his shot right on that occasion. Done really well, but the ball's got to be fired across the face of goal.
It's Tony Kroos. 32, contract expires at the end of the season. He'll sign another one. Here's Grealish, back to the left edge of the area. Now on the edge of the D is Foden, trying to turn to get a shot away. He has the ball pinched from him by Vinicius Junior, and now he has to get clear. But Erling Haaland comes back and chases him out towards this near side and prevents a counter-attack with a really well-timed challenge.
Yeah, good play by Haaland. And once again, he turns the ball over, just showing his defence was set to kill Vinicius Junior.
Well, they've been complaining that he doesn't have too many touches, but he's had 2 or 3 vital touches in the space of about 4 or 5 seconds there that have helped his team recover the ball. And that's important, especially at this stage of a pivotal Champions League tie. 64 minutes gone on talkSPORT 2, 2-1 to Real Madrid.
So, a goal for either team is so crucial. You know, they could be coming away with everything even from City's point of view. Alternatively, a 2-goal advantage for Madrid. It's monumental.
Kovacic forward, looking for Haaland again, doesn't get hold of it. Camavinga will receive it from Valverde and they'll look to escape. They then turn it over. And it has been a little bit like this in the second half, although Manchester City have looked more composed in possession. They have turned it over 1 or 2 times, but Foden has wriggled free here, edge of the area, after almost aspiring to give it away, and then Valverde steps across, and now a chance for Madrid to break. And Bellingham puts it into open green grass, into the right corner of the field. Ortega just about gets there and pulls it back into the box and picks it up.
Well, as I say, it was the right ball. Once again, turnover of possession, ball straight in behind, looking to hurt Manchester City, but just couldn't too much distance on the ball.
Real Madrid 2, Manchester City 1 on talkSPORT 2. 25 minutes remaining in the Bernabeu. On a mild night, roof closed, humid inside the stadium, and with the second leg to come next Wednesday live on talkSPORT 2 of both these 2 big titanic European battles. Here is Rodri in the centre of midfield, pushing the ball out to the right side. Bernardo Silva takes over for Manchester City. Boy, do they need a goal now. Stones onto Foden, right-footed into the top corner. His left-footed drive from the edge of the D sensationally evades the goalkeeper. It's a bullet into the net from Phil Foden. In a season where he regularly makes the headlines, Phil Foden takes centre stage at the Bernabeu with an absolute thunderbolt. Bernardo Silva down the left-hand side, onto the body of Phil Foden. He allowed it to run across his right foot, onto his left, and then he smashed it into the top corner, beyond the despairing dive of Lunin. And it's Real Madrid 2, Manchester City 2, and it is Phil Foden.
I think at the top echelons of European football, you have to do something special to get goals, and Phil Foden has just stepped up for his team brilliantly. Silva into Stones, Stones across the face of goal, and Foden 2-touch into the roof of the net, postage stamp, magnificent. And all of a sudden, the game's there to be won.
It is a terrific left-footed effort from Manchester City's number 10 tonight, Phil Foden. He was given the nod in place of Kevin De Bruyne, and he has shone in the spotlight. First half he was a little bit out of the game, second half he's come much more into it, and that effort was the mark of someone full of confidence and with no little skill. It is a terrific, top-class goal on a top-class stage. Here is Valverde putting it off Guardiola. Madrid know they probably need to take a victory back to Manchester if they're to have any hopes of evading this Manchester City team and getting through to the semi-finals.
This will change their approach now.
It will. It'll totally change it. I think from Madrid's point of view, they're in that casino, as we spoke about earlier, and thought, you know what, we'll hang on to what we got. That won't be enough now, I don't think, in this second leg. And to be fair, in the second half, bar the first 5 minutes of it, I think City have been the team that have dominated, certainly, territory.
Foden's effort. Getting past Andre Lunin. Top corner of the net. Lovely little touch. Right foot onto his left, and he opened his body. And he smashed it with real venom into the far corner. It was unreachable by the Ukrainian goalkeeper. And all of a sudden, the mood has changed again inside this stadium. The goal from Foden has just hushed the Bernabeu crowd. I think Carlo Ancelotti's team were looking a little bit more defensive, were dropping back maybe a little bit too deep, and although they still had the threats on the counter-attack, they weren't able to use those weapons as much as they had in the first half, Stuart.
No, they haven't been able to, you're right there, and this might just play into City's hands now. Madrid will realise they're going to have to come out, chase the game that little bit more, and I think from City, if they can play this possession-based game and wait for the opportunities to arise.
Preston have taken a 3-1 lead over Huddersfield. Bad news for Huddersfield Town. Southampton 2-1 against Coventry. Norwich being paid back to 2-2 in the game with Sheffield Wednesday, showing a little bit of fight. Still leads 0, Sunderland 0 in the Championship tonight. Leicester still behind against Millwall away from home. 70 minutes on the clock in the Bernabeu. It's 2-2. Madrid against Manchester City. And there's still a very long way to go in this tie, and it's setting us up beautifully for the return at the Etihad in a week's time. Rodri elevating the ball out towards the far side. Guardiola into Rodri. Now Foden. And City playing with a bit of a swagger there. Foden turns it round the corner past Camavinga. Elevates the ball out to the left-hand side. Takes a touch Grealish, then motors towards the edge of the penalty area. Looks to face up Carvajal. Then turns, fires it back. Guardiola goes to shoot. Does shoot! Oh, what a hit! Josko Guardiola with his first ever goal for Manchester City. He launches a rocket into the Real Madrid net from 20 yards out. Set up by Grealish, thundered in by Guardiola, and Manchester City have come from behind to lead by 3-2, and Josko Guardiola has done a spectacular job. Silence inside the Bernabeu, because Manchester City have gone full throttle, taken the game to Real Madrid, and they are starting to take the game away from Real Madrid. It's 3-2.
Well, I've got to say, Grealish has gone into the edge of the box and laid the ball back to Guardiola, and he's miscontrolled it, which has opened the goal up for him. He's chased the ball and hit it. Tony Kroos has got to do a lot better than that. He almost sort of half got out the way and he guided it into the far corner. And from a game at half-time where you thought, City are in a bit of trouble here, they've got to be careful. This is what champions do. They turn games round. Fantastic.
What a fantastic finish that was from Josko Guardiola. His last goal was for RB Leipzig against Mönchengladbach a year ago. It was well worth the wait. It's a stunning finish on a night of stunning finishes. Foden's goal was terrific, probably the peach of the evening, and that goal was pretty impressive as well. We've had a couple of substitutions for Real Madrid. I'll outline them in just a second, but they're on the attack with Vinicius Junior played in by Camavinga. It goes against Akanji, it goes out of play and away for a goal kick away to our left-hand side.
Super ball from Camavinga there, just played in Vinicius Junior, but good defended by Akanji. And City, well, I wouldn't say it's been a virtuosus performance by them, but they've got their nose in front and they've got players in their ranks that can do something special, and you've always got a chance.
Kroos for Modric is one of the changes. The ball goes in deep towards the far post, punched away by Ortega. It'll go out on the other side and away for a second successive corner. The other change was
Rodrigo on, and Brahim Diaz, the former Manchester City player, on. Arsenal 2, Bayern Munich 2, Trossard with the goal.
As I say, all across Europe tonight, goals galore. Superb.
Defence is on top. Rudiger has got Jack Grealish by the scruff of the neck as the ball goes in towards the near post. Camavinga gets up there, but it's a bit too high for him. It's smashed away by Phil Foden as the ball drops on the edge of the penalty area and it's cleared out towards the far side. What a topsy-turvy match we've had here. 3-2 to Manchester City. Non-stop goal-mouth action. Once again, the slaloming season of fun continues on talkSPORT and talkSPORT 2. You never know quite where you are when you're watching a football match at the top level nowadays, do you?
No, you don't, because there's so much talent on the pitch. A goal can come from absolutely anything. Momentum in the game swings very, very quickly. And, well, we've had a few momentum swings in this game, haven't we, from start to finish at the moment.
That is definitely true. Good finish from Leandro Trossard down at the Emirates Stadium. It's 2-2. Here is Jack Grealish coming forward in the Bernabeu. Manchester City leading by 3 goals to 2 with 15 minutes or more to play. Grealish gets to the byline. Modric is chasing him. And he got the final touch on the ball and it goes behind and away for a corner kick to the team from England. Manchester City's manager, Pep Guardiola, really celebrated the goal from Phil Foden. And well, he might as well. We've seen a replay of it. It is a terrific finish, left-footed, round the goalkeeper's outstretched right arm and into the postage stamp.
I think why he was so excited by that finish and that goal is, I don't think if you can consider your team are building up pressure and looking like scoring at the drop of a hat, then all well and good. The goals sort of almost come out of nothing in many ways, both of the goals in this half.
Here is the corner in towards the near post from Manchester City from the left side to the edge of the 6-yard box. It's helped away by Real Madrid towards halfway. They had started to build up a little bit of momentum, Manchester City, but then that sort of deflated before they'd scored those goals. The counter-attack from Brahim Diaz is interrupted by Josko Gvardiol, who's withdrawn, remember, at half-time after an iffy performance against Crystal Palace on Saturday lunchtime. He's certainly done himself the world of good tonight, not only with his goal, but his defensive display.
Yeah, we talked about his performance at the weekend. It was disappointing. I thought he was arguably one of the best players on the pitch against Arsenal, so that goal will do him no harm at all. You've got to bear in mind, he's still quite young. He's 22 years old, I think.
Yeah, 22. £78 million from Leipzig. And getting his first goal for Manchester City tonight. Here he is. On the ball, sending it back to his goalkeeper in Ortega. And, Manchester City now will be quite happy to see this result. The final scoreline in the Bernabeu. It's a little bit high, and Danny Carvajal almost got caught out by the flight of the ball there. It's a Madrid throw over on the far side, just short of the halfway line, and they get things moving quickly. Modric takes over. 38 years of age now, Luka Modric. His contract expires in the summer. I'm expecting to probably move on to pastures new now. What a servant he has been. He's still got the opportunity to lead with not only a La Liga winners' medal, but a Champions League winners' medal. The margin still slender, and if it stays like this, it won't be over going to the Etihad, because as you pointed out, the ability for Real Madrid to get goals from anywhere.
Yeah, I think from Madrid's point of view, they'll be hoping to get an equaliser at least to take on the road. I think City will be delighted with this. I don't think the performance has been great, but certainly 3 goals were very clinical.
Bellingham has scored an inordinate number of late goals in stoppage time this season. So don't be too surprised if he pops up with another one tonight. Modric trying to find him on the edge of the area, collides with Akanji. Akanji cuts across him. He shakes his head thinking he should have got something for that. The referee said no foul.
Totally agree, weren't enough in it. He was desperate to get into the box. He was like someone running in on fourth base there. As soon as he got near the base, hit the ground.
Almost like a sprinter trying to dip just for the line. Didn't quite make it, and then was having his collar felt by Akanji. As soon as he felt any sort of contact, he crumpled to the floor, and it was waved away by our French referee. Carvajal rises brilliantly. Camavinga tucks it round the corner for Modric, who runs at pace towards the edge of the Manchester City penalty area. Quickly, Vinicius Junior is onto it.
Sent it towards the far into the area, and arriving late was Valverde, and what a volley into the corner, what an equaliser, what a match, what a tie, what top quality we've seen in the Bernabeu tonight. Fede Valverde with a terrific finish for Real Madrid to track them back level, and it's 3-3.
Well, I've got to say, the game is brilliant. From a co-com's point of view, Sam, you can't even prejudge momentum in games or who's got the ascendancy, who hasn't. When the quality of a finish like that, there was no deflection on that occasion, smashed it straight into the far corner. Ortega, all weight on his left foot, couldn't retrieve his position, and Madrid, all level.
Wow. What an amazing finish that was from Fede Valverde. Left-sided cross from Vinicius Junior, went over the entirety of the Manchester City defence, and running into the box on the volley, he smashed it high beyond Ortega, and it's 3-3 in the Bernabeu. And I mentioned earlier on, we were getting far too used to having games that were finishing 4-3. We might well have another one tonight.
Well, exactly that. You can't call this game. City had the ascendancy in the main in this half, but all of a sudden, you know, Modric comes on. He's symptomatic in the build-up on this.
Here's Bellingham inside the area now, trying to get beyond John Stones, who just steals in front of him. As the ball drops in behind the defence, it's smuggled behind, it goes out for a corner.
Well, good movement there, great passing behind the back line. Bellingham's cushioned it on his head and he's on the 6-yard box. And they've just managed, John Stones just managed to get a challenge. I don't know
He could have stuck it to the corner. He didn't, it went behind the way for a corner kick, which Modric is about to take. Away to our left-hand side. He floats it in, right footed, arcs it towards the edge of the 6-yard box. Rudiger went up there, missed him, comes out in the area towards Brahim Diaz, who tries to centre it. Foden takes it down and tries to charge forward. Before he can do that, there is a little bit of pressure from Valverde. The ball breaks on halfway. Grealish takes over. Camavinga commits a tackle, and it's a free kick. Camavinga was going to get a yellow card, but it's going to be Dani Carvajal who gets it, but mouthing off, I think.
Yeah, referee not too happy there. Grealish is not too happy that everyone should have got booked for fouling him.
I think he's done his team an absolute favour there, Dani Carvajal. He knows that Camavinga, if he gets pulled, is going to miss the second leg. So he's gone up into the face of the referee. He's taken all of the attention away from Camavinga and taken the booking.
Yeah, you might be right there. I'm not sure it was a foul in the first place, if I'm being quite honest with you. I think Jack Grealish was on his way down. And the stadium now is rocking. Madrid thinks they've got their tails up and think they can win the game.
Well, there's every chance they can. There's still 9 minutes to go in the Spanish capital, and it's Real Madrid 3, Manchester City 3. Dani Carvajal, the latest to go into the referee's notebook, and we're still yet to see Kevin De Bruyne. Who would have thought on a night like this we might need him? Not so far. Here is Foden, out to the right, into Bernardo Silva, back to Bernardo Silva once again. Then it's on by Rodri to Foden, who's down the right side of the attack. Across comes Camavinga, amongst Foden of the ball, and the ball is cleared into the midway point of the Real Madrid half. It's going to be a free kick, which is given to the home team. 8 minutes to go, 3-3, still 2-2 over on talkSPORT between Arsenal and Bayern Munich. Tonight's Champions League action.
It's been incredible. Every time I've covered a Champions League game over the last few years, the games and how open they are just incredible. I don't know if it's the new laws of the game, whether with lack of tackling or what it is, or just the quality maybe. You know, we've seen Foden's goal and Valverde's goal have been magnificent goals.
Yeah, they really have.
absolutely superb. We've had thunderbolts from edges of penalty areas. We've had little deflections which have evaded goalkeepers. We've had deft touches. Bellingham thinks that Akanji fouled him. The referee says play on. Vinicius Junior takes it down the left-hand side. Bellingham gingerly gets to his feet. Madrid have the ball inside opposition territory, and time is ticking away. 7 to go. 3-3 the score on talkSPORT 2. Real Madrid have clawed it back from 3-2 down. Manchester City had initially clawed it back from 2-1 down, after Madrid had fought back from 1-0 down. It's been a seesawing football match in the Santiago Bernabeu. Here is Valverde, right side, onto Carvajal. Carvajal to Brahim Diaz, but he's just pushed it a little bit too far in front of Brahim Diaz. Guardiola got the touch on that. That should be a corner, and Brahim Diaz is saying that to the referee.
Well, the officials certainly have not picked that up. Don't know whether he did or not, to be fair. Touch and go.
Touch and go. Vinicius Junior delivering the ball to Valverde, an absolute peach. I'm not even sure he saw Valverde coming. I think he played that to the far post, hoping that it was going to reach another one of his teammates. And Valverde came stealing in right on the edge of the penalty area and sort of slid as he volleyed it and smashed it into the goal.
Well, I'm going to stick up for the player there and suggest that the way he's pulled it this side of the defender, I think he's seen him coming in.
We'll give him all the credit in the world.
Shall we give him the credit?
Let's just do it. Let's just do it. Valverde, who scored the goal, I mean, the finish is unquestionable, isn't it? But Valverde, who scored the goal, was involved in a bet with Carlo Ancelotti last year. He was furious about the fact that he didn't get enough goals, so he betted that he would get over 10 goals last year, because he said he wasn't contributing enough. Otherwise, Carlo Ancelotti said, I'm going to resign. He got 12.
In all honesty, I could never bet one of my players, because if he got close to 10, I wouldn't pick him.
Here is Grealish out to the far side, moving forward at pace for Manchester City, getting to the byline, stopping the ball. Carvajal sees it out, goes out for a goal kick away to our right-hand side. Tchouameni celebrates that fact. Foden's gone down again, needing a little bit more treatment on the edge of the D. And what happened there? He went past Camavinga. Camavinga, he just left a little bit on him, and then Rudiger had a little nibble as well. Doesn't seem to be too much wrong with that.
I think someone's trodden his Achilles there.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I think so. Just as he's gone past, there it is, though, just on the outside of the foot. Camavinga.
Vinicius Junior has been taken off, and I don't think he's too happy about it. He is being replaced by Joselu. Yes, that's Joselu. Joselu, ex-Stoke and Newcastle. The man with the best goal-scoring ratio when it comes to the Spanish national team at this moment in time. And scoring for fun for the biggest club in the world. Scored more in one season in Madrid than he has done in 3 in the Premier League. And made his debut for this club in 2011. Scored on his debut from a Ronaldo pass, and then didn't play for them again until 2023. Outstanding. Phil Foden's getting back to his feet, but it may well be that they take him off. He doesn't look comfortable at all, does he? I hope that's not a bad injury.
Yeah, you know what? The way he's gone down there, I don't like the look of this at all, I've got to say. As I say, Camavinga's trod on his foot, and I wonder whether he's rattled his ankle ligaments on the back of that, rather than the actual impact being the problem.
Well, they are going to make a substitution here, and this is quite a troubling substitution, not only for Manchester City, but for England as well. Phil Foden, who looks to have injured his Achilles, is travelling off the pitch gingerly to be replaced by Julian Alvarez with 3 minutes to go after starring with a stunning finish. His night ends in a very bad way.
It certainly does, and his body language, the way he's shaking his head, sometimes you can just tell by the facial features of players how serious they believe that their injury is, and I don't like the look of this at all.
No, and that would be of concern for club and country. He has been in scintillating form, 22 goals for his club this campaign. A shoe-in to start the first game of the Euros. The last thing that anybody needs when chasing trophies at the end of the season is to lose your best players. And Manchester City and England don't want to lose him. Here is Akanji out to the right-hand side in the final few seconds of this game. There's 2.5 minutes to go. It's 3-3 in the Bernabeu and 2-2 at the Emirates Stadium between Arsenal and Bayern Munich. Trying to emerge on this near side. Brahim Diaz is fouled. It's going to be a yellow card here for Bernardo Silva.
See, I think that's a poor booking, I really do. You've got to give the player credit there. His footwork was that quick that Bernardo Silva, once he commits to the challenge, there's not much you can do about it. I feel a bit sorry for him picking a yellow up there.
Millwall beaten Leicester by 1-0. Southampton winners. Leeds United still playing in their game at Ellen Road. The championship table now sees just a point between Leeds and Leicester at the top of the table. Here's Danny Carvajal down the right-hand side into the edge of the box, so it's behind Osamu. And it's cleared away by Manchester City. Back down the throat of the City defence, so a mix-up between Kovacic and Rodri. The ball runs left onto Brahim Diaz. Back to Ferland Mendy. And then on to Camavinga. 90 seconds still to play on talkSPORT 2. As Real Madrid look for a goal that could give them an advantage going to the Etihad Stadium in this seesawing game. It's in towards Bellingham at the far post, and Modric's delivery is tucked behind 5 stones and out for a corner with a minute to play.
I've got to say, Modric on the pitch, he offers that air of composure. Don't talk to me about age. It's absolutely no indicator of ability, that is for sure. And what a beautiful pass that was.
Absolutely sensational. And he's just taken the corner from the near side. He sends it short, gets it back again, changes the angle, gives it back to Brahim Diaz, who tries to bend one into the box, comes back to Danny Carvajal after it's blocked by the defender, and he slashes it well wide of goal, and it goes behind and away for a goal kick.
Well, the angle that we had to view this, I thought that was a lot closer than it actually ended up being.
Didn't trouble Ortega at all, did it, in the end? Carvajal looks to the heavens, and everybody inside the stadium now anticipating how many minutes are going to be added on at the end of the game. We've played the 90, and I think there'll be quite a portion at the end of this game. Control, 4 minutes added at the end of the game. Not as many as I was anticipating, I've got to be honest.
I thought there'd be more than that, but I don't know at this stage whether both teams will think, you know what, we'll take what we've got.
Certainly, it's similar to the result last year, and I think it has to be said that they haven't been at their best again tonight, Manchester City, and again conceded 3 goals in the match, which is going to be disappointing for Pep Guardiola. But the idea of playing every 3 days, but having the mental fortitude to come back from a goal down against Real Madrid in the midpoint of the second half, turn it round, it's been pretty impressive.
It certainly has. As I say, there's been times where I looked at the performance and you try to make comment on what you see and you think it's been a bit flat and whatever, and all of a sudden they continually turned it round. But listen, they're a team that's used to winning things. They won 3 trophies last year, the biggest prize of all.
Yeah, Osamu chasing a long ball shoveled up the pitch by Rudiger. There wasn't much poise in that. And the ball breaks towards this near side. Both these 2 teams don't mind a late winner. Certainly Real Madrid have been accustomed to them over the course of the campaign so far. Jamie O'Hara and his cohorts taking calls straight after the end of the game on talkSPORT. 037172233 444. Arsenal shouting for a penalty in the game at the Emirates Stadium. Danny Carvajal's won a free kick for Real Madrid here. Wants a free kick for Real Madrid here. Might be Jack Grealish who gets it in the end. And the 2 of them colliding inside the Manchester City half of the field. It is going to be a City free kick. Carvajal was the one who was adjudged to have committed the foul. They ended up kicking one another in the end. Grealish very quick to tell everyone that there was a foul on him.
He was. How do you view Jack Grealish's performance this evening?
I thought he's had a lot of the ball and he's had an influence on the game. I think he's done quite well.
As I say, been steady away, some steady performances, and 1 or 2 performances you think collectively that you think, I've seen City play better. But listen, to go away from home, quarter-finals, and as it stands at the moment, to score 3 goals and be well and truly in the game for the second leg, they'll be delighted.
Yeah, I think Rodri's had a difficult game. The ball away more than I've seen him do in the last 2 games than I've seen him since he joined the club.
Yeah, I totally agree. But once again, the talisman looks as though he's going to be undefeated in the City shirt.
And that's all I'm sure is all he's interested in. 3 minutes played of the 4 that have been added at the end of the match here. Has City got one last chance to steal a victory from the Bernabeu in what has been an epic battle between these two great clubs? It's finished Arsenal 2, Bayern Munich 2. All to play for in the Bavarian capital in a couple of nights' time, 10 nights' time. I think they're still screaming and arguing about the possibility of a late penalty in that game. Pep Guardiola is just watching on as the match peters out here. The ball thrown in from the left side, then given away, then City win it back again and hoik it towards the edge of the Madrid penalty area. 30 seconds left to play. Is there one last attack for Madrid? Ferland Mendy is on it. Now Modric is on it, deep inside his own half. He looks up. He touches it forward to Carvajal. Right side, back into Modric. Out to the wide right. Here is Fede Valverde, who scored the equaliser. He powers away from Grealish down the right side. Gets to the byline, tries to produce a cross. It cannons off Guardiola. There'll be one last throw into the box from the right side for Real Madrid before the conclusion of this match. The same result as last year. Are they going to let him take it? No, they're not. He's blown up early, and the referee calls a halt to proceedings. And it's all to play for at the Etihad Stadium. Madrid wanted revenge, City wanted status quo. The champions of Europe promised to come here and dominate, to sit and not cause too many issues for themselves. They wanted to strike, they certainly did that. It took them just 2 minutes to get on the score sheet, but in the end, Madrid had the fortitude to fight back into the game. It was a seesawing, slaloming victory for football itself, but no winner on the night. Madrid have certainly improved on a year ago, but they didn't have the ability to get away from their visitors. City will feel they had the advantage, even though they were pegged back by a late Fede Valverde goal. And when we bring in commentary in 8 days' time, it will be an epic night at the Etihad Stadium. Stuart Pearce, what was your assessment?
Well, I don't think I've seen City play better, but listen, they're a team that know how to win. And they're a team that have got such talented individuals that can get goals out of nothing. Bernardo Silva opener, Phil Foden's goal was absolutely magnificent. And they are going to be favourites to go through in this. And they are, you know, they'll be delighted with this result.
Certainly will be. They'll be absolutely delighted with some of the goals they've scored, but there will still be scrutiny about their defence, and they'll be concerned about that high line toward the start of next week, when they have to think about what's going to happen at the Etihad Stadium in 8 nights' time. Both games will be live and right here on the talkSPORT network. I suppose the big question to ask afterwards is just how fit Phil Foden is going to be, because that injury looked a bit of a troubling one.
It certainly did. As I say, we saw it. I think it was Camavinga trod on his foot, and for me, he was holding his leg further up than the impact zone, and that worries me a little bit. Listen, I'm no physio, I understand that, but I know what a player's face looks like when they come off the pitch when they're very troubled by a potential injury.
Absolutely. Big night tonight. Leicester City dropping points, Leeds dropping points. Ipswich with a game in hand over Leeds United can go to the top of the table the next time they play, with Leicester on Friday night on talkSPORT 2. Millwall beat Leicester by 1-0. England women beat Ireland by 2-0 in the Champions League. Arsenal drew 2-2 with Bayern Munich, and it finished 3-3 between Real Madrid and Manchester City. It's been a thrilling night of football up and down the land, and over on talkSPORT 2 very shortly is the Sports Bar with Jamie O'Hara and Jason Cundy, taking all of your calls on tonight's action. You can also send them a WhatsApp voice note as well with your reaction to the very same number, 03717 22 3344. Sure, we'll do it all again next week, I think.
I think the game's beautifully balanced. I think we've got an absolute classic on our hands next week, and I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, and hopefully Kevin De Bruyne will be able to get on the pitch next week Phil Foden, we hope to see him as well. He's moving a little bit better on the pitch in front of us now, which bodes well going forward, doesn't it?
Well, it certainly does, because this kid, in the form he's in this season, is an absolute match winner and trophy winner.
Absolutely. We'll be back together on Saturday lunchtime for Newcastle against Spurs.
And I'll guarantee you goals in that one.
Okay, we'll look forward to that. I'll guarantee you entertainment coming up next on talkSPORT 2, because we've got Following On with Neil Manthorpe and Steve Harmison next.
talkSPORT 2, official broadcast partner of the EFL. Champions League live on talkSPORT 2 with Village Hotels. With 33 locations across the UK, Village Hotels have everything under one roof for a great breakaway.
Where would we be without curiosity?
It's the drive that takes us to new places.
It even got us to the moon.
So satisfy your curiosity about electric cars with the Hyundai Explore Electric event, which is on until the 30th of June, where you'll find our award-winning range of electric cars, including the Ioniq 5. Explore more at hyundai.co.uk. It's the dawn of a new Hyundai.
Let me go straight to the point. When you're laying a patio or driveway, you need Seeker Fast Fix. It's ready mix, easy to use and quick to apply. Plus it comes in 5 colours and you can use it in any weather. Transform your next project with confidence. Transform it with Seeker Fast Fix. And you'll finish a quality job in no time at all. Seeker stock is now at seeker.co.uk/landscaping.
Happy birthday to you. Okay, Nathan, you're next. Happy birthday to you.
Mum, my birthday's not till next month. Like getting your money's worth? Grab a McDonald's Favour Meal Deal. That's a cheeseburger or mayo chicken, medium fries and drink for just $3.99. Also available via Just Eat until the 7th of May. Delivery price uplift and fees apply. Price may vary.
Kick off your Saturday with Game Day Breakfast on talkSPORT with goals. The free football pull-out with the sun. Lace up your boots for the nation's brightest sports breakfast with insider matchday news, big game previews and exclusive interviews from Tony Cascarino and Natalie Sawyer.
You better believe it!
Get fully loaded for football with Game Day Breakfast, Saturday morning from 6 on talkSPORT with goals. The essential free football pull-out with the sun every Saturday, Sunday and Monday.
talkSPORT 2, official broadcast partner of the Premier League and the English Football League. Wednesday night, the Champions League live on talkSPORT 2.
High-intensity, expressive football.
Oh, that's magnificent!
Paris Saint-Germain lead Barcelona.
Build up and banter from 7. Kick-off 8 o'clock. Rock.
Wednesday night on talkSPORT 2.
It's a sensational goal!
Night goals coming.
talkSPORT 2.
Listening to Following On here on talkSPORT 2 with me, Neil Manthorpe, and former England fast bowler Steve Harmison. So the County Championship returns with 9 rain-affected games and just 1 winner. And we'll discuss that brilliant late win for Essex over Nottinghamshire in the company of the man who made it happen, Sam Cook, with a brilliant return of 6 for 14. And we'll review the rest of the action in Division 1. Durham and England bowler Matt Potts joins the show as well to discuss his ambition to get back into the Test side. And we'll also look back at the week's action in Division 2, where Sam North East registers the highest ever score at Lords. And Harry Brook hits a 69-ball 100 in his first game back after missing England's tour to India. Plus we'll round up the week's other stories, as Jofra Archer returns, or targets a return to white ball cricket this summer, and Jos Buttler returns to form with a bang in the IPL. So plenty to come over the next hour. This is Following On. So, Harmy, no surprises, as we heard from Bumble a couple of weeks ago. Winter cricket is always going to provide a little bit of rain and a few draws. As he said, summer cricket really would catch on in the Championship if we could just have a bit more of it scheduled in summer. But let's talk about Essex then, the only team to win in a rain-affected first round. Sam Cook's extraordinary second innings bowling analysis, 14 overs, 10 maidens, 6 for 14 in the second innings, 10 for 73 in the match, and that helped them beat Nottinghamshire after bowling the hosts out for just 80 in the second innings. Sam Cook, obviously the headline act there, but there were, as there always are in four-day cricket, plenty of other contributors. Dean Elgar making his debut, and typically nuggety 80 in the first innings. But what about Sam Cook then? Extraordinary figures. Other seamers seem to struggle with the Kookaburra ball in the overs that they were able to bowl, but that is an outstanding performance from Sam Cook.
Yeah, it was. It did, especially with say the Kookaburra ball. He's with the Lions as well, so you had practice with the Kookaburra ball, but to grab the game by the scruff of the neck the way he did and then go and win the game tells you a lot about that Essex side. And we talked about them last week and saying there'd be a dark horse for it because they know how to win cricket games. But it was more back end of the year, especially with someone like Simon Harmer. But Sam Cook, he's got to be talked about with England. I'm sure he's been in that conversation for quite a while. I'm not sure what it is. There must be something there that England feel as though that's missing to get him into the squad conversation. But what a start! What a fantastic start he has done, and especially in a winning situation. That game was largely dead with 40 overs to go. You're thinking there's no chance that there's going to be a result the way the game panned out. It's good to see Joe Clark get runs as well. Good start for Joe Clark and Jack Haynes as well. Moving from Worcester to Notts. But the Essex won't go away. They'll be there or thereabouts this year. And if Sam Cook goes and gets himself 50, 60, 70 wickets in the Championship because he's durable. This is another thing. He keeps getting a lot of wickets in the season. He does play the game. He does stay on the park. And he does contribute in Essex winning formula when it comes to the bowling attack, along with Jamie Porter. Then that door might he might bang it a little bit louder this summer, and who knows? With tours to especially to somewhere like New Zealand, where he would be more suited. He's given himself a good start of making a case for saying to the England selectors, you might want to look beyond me, but I'm not going to give you a chance because I want to keep getting wickets. Good start.
Right, as promised at the top of the show, we were joined live a little earlier today by Sam Cook. Harmy and I had a chat to him about his brilliant start to the Championship. Sam, Harmy and I have only just seen the highlights, and obviously it always looks like you've got the ball and a piece of string on the highlights, but was it one of those days where absolutely everything was landing where you wanted it and doing what you wanted it to do? Congratulations, by the way.
Thanks. Yeah, I think, like you say, it was just one of those days where I managed to get into a rhythm quite early, and yeah, ball kind of did exactly what I told it, and luckily the batsman obliged at the other end as well. So yeah, I think it was just one of those days where everything clicked, and yeah, it was obviously really pleasing to run through them like we did.
Sam, when did you feel as though you're going to win that game? Because I've played in many games where you think you get to lunchtime, you get to tea time, and you go, well, there's no way of a result going. To bowl the opposition out for such a little score, it had to be a point where you've gone, actually, we can win this game.
Yeah, we were massively confident that we could win the game. I think we probably thought at some point, well, before we went out, we were pretty sort of sure of the fact there'd be a partnership somewhere along the line, but we knew how important with that sort of Kookaburra ball the new ball was. So we were really sort of focusing on trying to make that count early on, and luckily we just managed to keep that roll going. We looked after the ball pretty well, and the wickets just kept tumbling. So it was quite unusual in that sense that sort of everything went to plan as such, and there wasn't really a major partnership sort of throughout that innings. But I think the way we are as a team and have been the last few years, I don't think there's ever a point, or certainly there's not been many points in games that I've played in recently for Essex where we've kind of not thought that we could or should win the game. But certainly after we sort of got, I think getting Clark out just before lunch was a massive wicket, and obviously getting Ducky early, two massive players for them, so they were really key blows, and from there onwards we were right in the driving seat and sure that we were going to win that game.
Sam, with over 50 wickets in a season twice and 48 last year at 19.6, and just for viewers and listeners who aren't aware of your record, 275 first-class wickets under 20. Don't mean this to be a difficult question, but do you feel like you've been standing patiently in the line and a few other bowlers have jumped the queue for England honours?
Possibly when you put the record out there like that, but I think it's more the style of bowler I am. I've been unfortunate that I've had probably two of England's greatest ever bowlers in front of me with a sort of similar skill set in terms of speed and in terms of what they do with the ball. So from my point of view, looking at that, it's unfortunate, but they're two of the greatest to have ever done it. So from a purely fan point of view, it's been a pleasure to watch those guys. I think the way I've kind of looked at it is to try to make sure that if I do get an opportunity, my game's at a point where I'd be ready to fill in and compete at that level. So I'm just trying to focus on continuing to try and keep that sort of record where it is and keep improving more than anything, not being satisfied with sort of what I've done up to this point, keep trying to improve day to day, and hopefully down the line the England honours will come.
Sam, do you feel the pressure sometimes to provide? I know I'm obsessing about England selection here, but that's why Harvey and I wanted to talk to you. But do you feel like the pressure to provide a point of difference? Guys like Maddie Potts, Bryden Carr, Ollie Robinson, Matt Fisher, Saqib Mahmood, there's a lot of people that are knocking on the door. I see you scored some runs. Were you night hawking at number 3? Maybe that's it.
I think motion, as much as I'd like to make out, I was promoted to number 3. No, it wasn't. It was night hawking.
So the pace then. I mean, do you feel the pressure to I don't know, try and add a half a yard of pace or provide that point of difference?
I mean, I wouldn't say pressure. I think it's something that I've tried with the coaches, whether it be at Essex, whether it be when I've spent time with the Lions and England setup or teams around the world. I'm always trying to add pace to my game. I think I'm quite realistic in the sense that I know I'm probably not going to bowl 90 miles an hour. Like that ultimately is not how I've been built as much as I'd love to. But for me, it's just trying to get to the upper echelon of my pace and operate at that sort of level for as long as possible. And that's what I've been trying to do. And sort of the feedback I've had, been fortunate to play a bit more on sort of TV now and keeping track with speed guns and that sort of thing. And for me, it's sort of, I've kind of had to look sideways a little bit at the guys who are playing international cricket with my skill set. Am I operating in and around their sort of pace levels, which I'm obviously not the real quick guys, but guys with similar skill sets I have been. So it's just trying to keep maintaining that. I think in the past I'm a little bit hung up on it, but